Welcome to Fly DSA Arena in Sheffield. Great Britain versus Torpedo. Game number 2 from their weekend set. Great Britain with a big victory less than 24 hours ago in Nottingham. A 5-4 victory over Torpedo. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul Eadie. And Paul Eadie caught up with the head coach of Team GB, Pete Russell, just a few moments ago.
Pete, thanks again for joining us on Free Sports. Looking at the last game, what positives would you take out of that game?
I thought our second period was really good, and then I thought we took control a little bit then. I think the other positive was we probably handed them 3 goals with 3 maybe softer plays that we don't normally make. So, yeah, I thought the PP get better as well, and I thought our PK was good.
And negatives, what would you think the team would need to work on for this game?
I just think we had to come out a bit harder and not be as passive. I don't think we added enough pressure on the full check. I thought we turned off them a lot and didn't stay on top of them at the start, and that's not really like us. We're usually pretty good in those areas, but they adjusted and we're fine. We just have to, I think the one other thing is we have to trust our back pressure and make sure we reroute down that wall and stop them cutting back, and I think the other thing is transition a bit quicker.
Any changes to the lineup for this game?
Yeah, Joey Lewis is coming in. So tonight, no Colin Shields, no Stevie Lee, and Whistle's going to play instead of Bounce tonight. Give him a night off.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us on Free Sport, and best of luck tonight, Pete.
Thanks, Paul.
Great to hear from head coach Pete Russell. Happy about that victory. Of course, they've had some success against KHL sides. They beat Dynamo Riga February 7th, 3-1 in Coventry. Looking to finish off their preparations for Slovakia and the Top Pool World Championships with another victory, this time over Torpedo. 5-4 victory yesterday, 2 for 8 on the power play, a hat trick from Robert Farmer. Ben O'Connor, who's a real favorite here at Fly DSA Arena, of course, had 4 assists. A great offensive outburst from some of the key guys. Dowd had a couple of goals as well. And when you look up and down that roster, they need some of those offensive guys in Slovakia. They had them yesterday.
Absolutely. You need your big guns firing for you, especially going into the big tournament. And it was good to see, guys like Dowd and O'Connor getting their scoring chances, getting their goals. And Farmer always contributes offensively also. We tend to forget about him a little bit because of the way he plays the game.
Ceremonial puck drop. Georgi Kobliansky, the vice president of the KHL. The captains Varnikov and Jonathan Phillips as the pregame niceties wind down at Fly DSA Arena. And we'll pause now for the anthems. GB set to play in the IIHF Top Pool World Championships for the first time since 1994. This is their final preparations on home soil, if you will. Torpedo 7th in the KHL in the Eastern Conference. They were 4th in the Harlamov division. They lost to Barry's Astana in the playoff quarterfinals in 7 games. Game 7 was March 10th, a 3-2 loss. Here's Thomas Murdy, the backup to Jackson Whistle today. Jackson Whistle, 320 save percentage for the Sheffield Steelers this year. Of course, he was the backup to Ben Bounds in Budapest last year in that gold medal performance where they had promotion, of course. Let's have a look at the team sheets now. Jackson Whistle will get the start. Big games yesterday from Dowd and Lake on his line. They had real good chemistry. You heard there from head coach Pete Russell. Joey Lewis will draw in. Colin Shields will not play. Robert Farmer with the hat trick yesterday. And as we mentioned, Ben O'Connor with 4 assists yesterday. Let's have a look at the visiting side, Torpedo. They'll wear the white jerseys as they did yesterday. They had 2 goals from their young gun, Donat Stalnov, yesterday. I think they'll want to be better on special teams. They coughed up 2 power play goals late and were 0 for 3 on the power play themselves. GB in red, ready to go at Fly DSA Arena. Buckle up, folks. We're underway. Game number 2 between Great Britain and Torpedo. It will be Nikolai Molkov getting the start for Torpedo. Played part of last season in the VHL, which is the equivalent of the AHL, and he won't stop that. Richardson! Wow! Just 17 seconds in, and Richardson with a dart from the point.
I think Hammond might have touched that in the slot area. It looked like a deflection to me as he went to the front of the net. It's a nice shot from Richardson. We'll have to have a good look here. There's the shot. There's definitely a touch there because Molkov looks at that. He can't really tell where the puck is going. He doesn't see it. It ends up in the back of the net. Watch here. The puck is not a great play. Doesn't get out of the zone. GB keep it in. And eventually the shot comes in from the point and the deflection in the slot area. I don't know if Hammond actually touched it or not.
Well, Nikolai Molkov played most of his year in the VHL, which is the equivalent of the American Hockey League, if you will, to the National Hockey League. He had a .909 save percentage for HK Sarov. I don't think he had a chance there. It was a lovely place shot from Richardson. It's officially being given to Richardson. We'll touch up on that if it is changed. I think you're right. It looked like it changed direction on Nikolai Molkov. But through that, 17 seconds in, a 1-0 lead for Great Britain.
A good start for Great Britain. You can see very positive in the neutral zone.
Chance out front, and Whistle has to go down right away as Daniil Veryev trying to answer back quickly, and a lovely stop from the Sheffield Steelers netminder, Jackson Whistle.
Well, a great save. And GB was sleeping a little bit on that face-off. A couple of guys missed their men, and Torpedo were allowed to sneak through there for a quick scoring opportunity, but that's a great save from Whistle, especially early in the period when you're not waiting for that to happen, and it does it right in front of you quickly.
Ilyin trying to draw back to Veryev. Veryev into the middle of the ice. Face-offs were good for GB yesterday where they were over 50%, but now it's the shot. Rodionachov with a blast, and Whistle seeing the puck well early on in this one. Out front though, Veryev with a couple of real good looks on the net. He took a major penalty yesterday, which led to 2 power play goals against. He'll want to atone. Back to the point. Aliev is stripped by Farmer. Farmer with the long strides in, goes to the backhand, stopped by Molkov. Farmer, great confidence in his abilities after yesterday, of course, and he breaks in, and Nikolai Molkov with a big stop on Farmer. Jonathan Phillips knocked over by Radionachiev, and Radionachiev doesn't get the puck out. The shot dribbles into the corner. Veryev tries to get it by Lakovic. Mosey will touch it up. That will be offside.
Again, a nice opportunity from Farmer. Went to his backhand, tried to get it up and over the shoulder of Molkov. You can see him here. Good speed from Farmer through the neutral zone with those long strides. Goes to the backhand, tries to roof it up and over Molkov, but give him credit. He covered that really well. Molkov came out, challenged and backed up just at the right time, making a great save against Farmer.
Simon versus Lakovic. Simon had a late goal yesterday to make it 5-4. Played well all game long, though. Here's Makarenko. Makarenko didn't realize that Mosey was barreling forward there. Mosey has those quick wheels. There's no doubt about it. He caught Torpedo flat-footed a few times yesterday. Here's Makarenko. Weaves in over the blue line. Long poke check from Earhart. Back to Medvedev. Medvedev with the shot right on target, and again, Whistle seeing the puck well. Came down and got the pad on that one.
Yeah, great save from him again. And like you're saying, he's seeing the puck well, and he's coming out of his net. He's taking the angle away. He's not sitting back on the goal line. And but looking at Torpedo in this game, they look a little bit sharper than they did in Nottingham last night.
Here's Stalnov. He had 2 goals yesterday. Yeshian goes to the front of the net. Stalnov pulled down by Big Batch, and play goes on. Here's Myers to Richardson. They've changed the scoring of the goal. Richardson with the assist. Hammond, as you quite rightly pointed out, Paul Lady, he got a deflection in front. And a big goal from Hammond just 17 seconds in. But great work at the point, as always, by Richardson. He always makes the right play, doesn't he, Mark Richardson? It's kept in at the point. No, it's going to be offside against Torpedo as Nazarevich tried to come in. He was just maybe an inch over the line.
Yeah, when you talk about Richardson, he just has a lot of patience to his game. So when he gets the puck on the blue line, if he has time, he'll delay and wait to see someone stick and then fire for someone's stick for a deflection, like he did with Hammond on that play. So it was a really nice goal from GB. And, you know, you're looking at Torpedo, or in the offensive zone. What they're doing at the moment is they're playing a lot wider, and they're making it a little bit tough on GB to keep with their coverage. So they have to be aware of how Torpedo are handling this period.
Here's Billingsley. Billingsley in his GB debut. Lake as well, a debutant. Lake, Hammond, and Dowd. Maybe the best line on the ice at times 24 hours ago at Motor Point Arena in Nottingham. Here's Schenfeld. Anton Schenfeld trying to knock it down, but here comes the goal scorer, Hammond. Lake to Dowd. Hammond is in the far corner. He will corral it now. Back to the point. The shot comes in, blockered away by Nikolai Mulkov. And important to note, Mulkov has the blocker on the left hand and the trapper on the right hand, and that is a rarity at top level amongst goaltenders. Sometimes when you go down and you think you're trying to pick the blocker side, that will confuse you as all of a sudden it's the glove side for Mulkov. So that could be interesting. It could have been a factor actually on the breakaway from Farmer.
No, it is, because I know being a right-handed shot, when I used to match up against the right glove, I didn't like it because I like to go to my backhand, so I was going to my backhand on the goalie's glove side. Well, with the right-handed glove. With the left-handed glove, it favored me, but I always found the goalie had a little advantage against me if he was a right-handed glove.
Here's Joey Lewis. Played, of course, in the DEL2 yesterday, or last year. Didn't play yesterday. And getting his senior debut. He has, at under 20 level, of course, represented Great Britain. Here's Alyayev. He was not in the lineup yesterday, Joey Lewis, so our first look on Free Sports of Lewis. He wears 11. Here's Earhart. Earhart was a part of the gold medal side in Budapest last year. Gets rumbling forward, quick shot on Mulkov. Mulkov will just turn that aside, and Olenzarenko tries to get it out. It's kept in and fired hard by Lakovic. Lakovic gets it back to the point. Earhart again. It's deflected in front by Ollie Betteridge, and Mulkov has to come up with a big save on Ollie Betteridge.
Yeah, really hard-working line for GB. Lakovic, Betteridge, and Phillips. They create chances just through, grinding it out in the offensive zone, beating the opposition to the puck, getting pucks up to the point, and going to the net for deflections like that. I think Betteridge did get a tip on that, and a good save again from Mulkov, who's looked good in the first period so far.
Myers tries to draw it back, but it's Nazarevich now taking over. Gets it to Simon, who won the draw. Ahead for Makarenko. Makarenko tries to go to the outside as Swindlehurst. Had a step on Swindlehurst, puts it out front. Good hug of the post, and the pad was down firmly by Whistle, who's had a real good start to this game.
Yeah, he looks sharp, and it's important for GB to have two goalies that they can rely on, because you just never know with injuries. And I think it's a smart move for Coach Pete Russell to get Whistle out in this one in Sheffield, where he played all year, and he certainly feels comfortable in the net in the first period.
Good to see Ollie Betteridge out there as well. If you didn't watch yesterday's game, he took a bit of a low hit from Danil Veryayev, which was a major penalty call, leading to two power play goals from Great Britain, but it looked like his knee was injured. We spoke with him down earlier on as he was warming up. He was A-OK. It's just at the time it caught him in an awkward position, bit of a dead leg, but Ollie Betteridge is a tough character and an important part of this GB setup, so great to see him out there and playing well. Here's Hammond versus Yessian. If you're just tuning in, the goal came 17 seconds into this period. Hammond with the redirect on the Richardson shot from the right point. Dowd motoring in. Dowd had 2 goals yesterday. There was officially at the time a goal given to Lake, which was changed. So 3 goals for Dowd yesterday. Or 2 goals for Dowd and 3 for Farmer. 4 assists for O'Connor as the big wheels showed up. Here's Stalnov, who had 2 goals yesterday. Back to Yessian trying to punch the shot through, but GB back the other way. Here comes Lake. Lake takes a little hip check there and a Ogienko hip check. He was physical all game long yesterday, Ogienko. Big hit by Mosey. Well, welcome to the game, Schmoline. A big hit from Mosey. Here's Stalnov. Stalnov back to the point. The shot is redirected in front by Yessian. Mosey known for his speed and his offensive prowess from the back end, but that was a big hit. Here comes Mosey now. He's in the game. Mosey finds a seam. Mosey trying to bust through everybody. And after that big hit, he's on notice, and Torpedo push him off the puck. Here's Schmoline. Perlini pushed off the puck. Galusian trying to find a lane. Mosey deflects that to Farmer, and now Farmer ahead. Dumped in by Perlini, the MVP in Budapest for Division 1A at the World Championships last year. 4 goals for Great Britain. Ben O'Connor was named the top defenseman of the tournament. Here's Lewis. Lewis trying to push past Radionchev, but he cannot, and that's offside.
Well, we were talking about hip checks, and Ogienko went down for a hip check, and I like the reaction from Mosey. Came off the bench, spotted, one of the Torpedo players came across, and a good big clean hit, kind of sending a message: if you're going to hit us with those hip checks, we're going to come back at you physical. I like to see that reaction from Mosey.
We also saw Lakovic, who wins the draw here, when we mentioned that Betteridge hit he took. We'll come back to that point. Shot right on by Batch, turned aside by Molkov. Batch yesterday played forward and defense at times, and looks like he will be charged with the same sort of assignment today. Lakovic out front, and Jonathan Phillips got the heel of the stick on that. Well, Betteridge, after he took that low hit yesterday from Variev, Lakovic came in, as did Jonathan Phillips, in aid of his team, and it's a good group. They really gel well together, and when you're picking up for your teammates and standing up for your teammates like that, everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet.
Well, it's important. You have to back each other's up out there in the ice, and you want to see that from your teammates, helping you out when you need a bit of support. But GB have always had a great team spirit. The guys always stick together, and we've seen that over the years. It's not going to change for this tournament coming up.
Olin Durenko. That bounces off the kick plate and comes out front. Oh, what a chance for Liam Kirk. He went to the backhand. And again, it was the glove side of Malkov, but it was low and away. Here comes Kirk again. Kirk with a shot. It's stopped in front by Nazarevich. Nazarevich, though, stick checked by Myers. Here's Ferrara. Ferrara of the Coventry Blaze lofts it in front. Myers doesn't get a stick on that. It'll come back to O'Connor. Pushed off the puck momentarily by Variev, but he got it in. And now Kirk with a shot. It was a great play by O'Connor to get the puck down low to Myers, and Myers with the quick pass out front to Kirk, who's buzzing on this shift. Here's Billingsley. Billingsley with his shot. He was looking for a deflection in front from Ferreira, but it came off of Illian up into the air. Kirk. It's a 5-on-5 situation. Almost looks like a power play for Great Britain. O'Connor lays it in front looking for Hammond, who has the lone goal in this game. Here's Hammond. Back to the point. Billingsley. Billingsley trying to move his way around Urikov. Urikov stayed with the man, and now Urikov gets the puck out. GB had a 1-0 lead within the first 3 minutes and 14 seconds yesterday. A goal from Farmer had them off to a 1-0 lead, and they have a 1-0 lead here, a goal by Hammond with just 17 seconds gone in the game. We'll be right back on Free Sports after this quick commercial break from Sheffield. Welcome back to Fly DSA Arena in Sheffield. Great Britain with a 1-0 lead over KHL side Torpedo. Hammond with the goal and assist from Richardson. Dowd and company come out over the boards after the break to try and get some more offense, but it's Makarenko. Makarenko's shot is blocked, and steaming away is Lake. Lake drops it for Hammond, but there's Makarenko. who played for Admiral 2 seasons ago. He's been a nice fit for Torpedo. Has to get his head up there. Makarenko does get his head up, and it's blocked by Swindlehurst. Makarenko. Swindlehurst broke his stick, and GB push it out over the line past Medvedev. Here comes Lake. Lake down the left side. 34 goals for the Coventry Blaze in league play. Gets it out front. Hammond looking for his second goal. It will come back to Batch. Batch to Lake. Lake turned around. Gets it back to Earhart. Earhart had it roll off his stick, and Schmolin with some pressure for Torpedo, but it will be Medvedev trying to skate it out, and he skates right into a sea of red and had to turn back. Has to be careful there as he's got Dowd all over him. What a shift from Robert Dowd, and now he has the puck at the left point. Earhart pinches in. Perlini takes a bump from Medvedev. Farmer trying to clod along against the wall against Urikov. It kicks out to Perlini, now all the way back to the point. Kept in by Lewis. Farmer takes a bump from Orlov, but Torpedo scrambling in their own zone. It must feel like an eternity for them, and it all started with that excellent work in the offensive zone from Robert Dowd. Medvedev taking a bashing here from Perlini. Perlini trying to claw along Farmer as he always does, trying to get under the skin of Torpedo. And you can see Smolin there took exception. Lewis with a good keep at the blue line. And what a sequence of events, but now they've got to get back as Schmolin trying to get behind everybody. He looked up and saw forward Lewis playing on the back end. Batch comes in to help out. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor with the quick up. And they want to get out of their own zone here, GB, but that was a master class in offensive zone pressure from Great Britain.
Yeah, Great Britain has some great shifts in the offensive zone. We saw that when Kirk was on the ice, also playing high, getting his chances, and the discipline of leading that third forward high in the offensive zone can create good scoring opportunities, and we've seen that from GB on a few of the opportunities that they've had in this first period.
Here's Jonathan Phillips, the captain of the Sheffield Steelers. This is his home barn, the captain of Great Britain, chopping at it. Betteridge working against Alyayev. Looks like a hand pass.
Yeah, the referee blows that down for a hand pass. Jonathan Phillips is just having a little word. Wasn't too sure about that call, but it's not going to argue it too much with a 1-0 lead here in the first period. But you're absolutely right. Offensively, in the offensive zone, GB have been stronger in this game. They've created some good opportunities, some good movement, some good hard work on from GB in the offensive zone.
Some NHL coming up later on our sister channel, Premier Sports. Carolina at New York from 8 p.m. And much later, the Avalanche visit the Sharks. Of course, the Canes with a 1-0 series lead. The Sharks also leading their series 1-0. Check out premiersports.com after Great Britain versus Torpedo. Here's Galusian. Kept in by Kirk. Kirk dumps it in. Myers chasing it down now. Ben Davis hard into the corner. Myers takes a bump from Varnikov, and I think it's going to be a charge or a board. Well, it's going to be an interference call. But Myers took a hit in the corner. And there's a call on Varnikov, who looked like he took 3 or 4 steps to try and line up Myers, and it's a power play coming up for Great Britain.
Yeah, Varnikov's going to go off there, and I agreed with you. It was more of a charging than anything, but Myers is so big, it's pretty hard to hurt him, especially if you're up against the boards and the guy takes a run at you. You don't normally get hurt. It's when you're a few feet off the boards where you can get hurt. So Myers protected himself well, just kept his shoulder up against the boards and accepted the hit from Varnikov, but the referee saw the penalty and made the call.
GB 2 for 8 on the power play yesterday. Trying to keep that going, but now they've got to be careful. Variev looked up and saw Ilyin in behind everybody, but it's O'Connor. O'Connor keeps it in. Lovely kick save from Mulkov. O'Connor, great footwork to keep it alive for Farmer. Farmer to Perlini. Perlini's shot blocked by Nazarevich. Pressure remains as everyone in a white jersey collapsing in front. What a shot from O'Connor. It was a real whistle of a shot, and Mulkov had to be quick.
Yeah, O'Connor got all of that, but good hustle from GB. And you can see Farmer lurking down in front of that net again in this game. He's scored a couple of nice goals yesterday, and he gets behind, the net comes out, no one knows he's there, and all of a sudden he jumps on rebounds and gets deflections. Good shift here from GB. A good opportunity, a couple of good opportunities on the power play.
Lovely kick save from Mulkov. O'Connor putting it in front, looking for Farmer. Good feed by Ferrara back to the point. Hard into the corner, chased down by Radionchev, who's a real good young player. But he's a fraction off, and he's a defenseman as well. Wants to get back as Richardson takes over. He had 2 assists yesterday, Radionchev. Here's Lake. Richardson back to the point now. Richardson with a shot, trying to go blocker side as GB have now realized the blocker's on the left hand for Molkov. Richardson drifts back. He had the assist on the opening goal of this one. A perfect shot from the right point, deflected by Hammond. Here's Lake. Lake dispossessed by Alyayev, and Alyayev will rumble down the left side, but poking at it was Richardson. 45 seconds remaining in the interference call to Varnikov. First power play on either side of the puck. Here's a chance. Oh, Hammond had a great seam to walk in, and he's a right-handed shot on the left side. He's trying to go across the body of Molkov, but credit where it's due. That's a pretty good stop, and the rebound control good as well.
Yeah, another good save from Molkov. It could easily be 2-3 nothing for GB in the first period. If it wasn't for his brilliant goaltending, GB have created some nice opportunities on their power play. You can see Torpedo playing a 1-3 swing in the neutral zone and trying to congest things up at their blue line, but GB have handled that well by coming up the ice with a lot of speed.
Here's Ferrara keeping it in for Hammond. Back to Ferrara. Walking in is O'Connor. O'Connor with a shot. That's a slap pass. He's looking for the redirect from Farmer. Nearly came off. Still 20 seconds on the power play for Great Britain. Perlini. Back to O'Connor. Cross ice, look at Ferrara. Everyone's stick on the ice looking for those redirects on possible slap passes. Now it's Farmer, that's off the post. A dart of a shot from O'Connor. It's off the post to the right of Molkov. Here's Hammond. Farmer still in front. They try and come back post to Perlini. They have to be careful as Varnikov steps out of the box, but O'Connor dripped back, and that will be an icing call against Torpedo with 6:42 remaining in period one.
Well, how good is Ben O'Connor on the power play? When he's up there, taking charge of the power play on the blue line, I don't think there's a better defenseman in the Elite League who can do that, but he is the best player on GB for controlling the power play. And anytime he's on the ice, there's good things happening. He knows when to let it rip, he knows when to throw a wrist shot in there, and he knows when to kick it out for a one-time shot on the outside. And again, we see his brilliance on the power play time and time again. Well, hitting the post there, it was in a whisker of being 2-0, and the power play looked real good right there. They had 2 power play goals late yesterday. They go 2 for 8 on the man advantage in Nottingham. They were perfect on the penalty kill, as we talked about. 0 for 3 Torpedo when they had a chance on the man advantage. So special teams pretty good for Great Britain yesterday. Here's Medvedev. Lakovic stayed with him. Excellent back pressure from Lakovic, not giving up on the puck. Lakovic will drop it back to Earhart. Pete Russell was talking about back pressure. He wanted to see the players, execute a lot better on their back pressure, and they have done. They've reacted to what he wanted and have done a good job with that in the first period here.
Alyayev. Across for Yessien to Stalnov. Stalnov tried to go across ice to Schmolin. Good stick by Kirk. Kirk with 26 goals in the Ontario Hockey League with the Peterborough Petes. We spoke with him a little bit earlier as well. Really enjoyed the experience of playing in Peterborough. I asked him if he enjoyed the Canadian winter. He said, well, it was certainly different. Peterborough, you can get those cold snaps and a lot of snow. But he was certainly hot, especially in the second half of the season in a Peterborough Petes jersey. Here's Mosey. Mosey walks back to the top of the circle. Cross ice for Myers. Myers smartly backed off. He knew he had to come back on that as he couldn't keep it in. Didn't want to get caught out of position. And then smartly uses Whistle. Whistle to Earhart. Earhart waiting for the line change to be complete. Dowd over the boards with Hammond. Lake is all the way up. You can't see him on your screen. He's all the way up at the offensive blue line, trying to stretch the zone, but in doing so, there's a man advantage for Orlov and company, and the shot from Orlov right on target, and again, Whistle has been good in the net.
Well, GB tried to rim it out of their zone to Lake down the other second down the blue line. Couldn't get it out. I think it hit the referee in the corner and came out, unluckily for GB, and created a good scoring opportunity for Torpedo, but Whistle wasn't in a lot of action here in the first period, makes another nice save.
Well, when you try those dynamic looks on the breakout, sometimes you can get caught from a bad bounce off a dasher or a stanchion, and that was the case there, but good to see GB being aggressive and trying different things on the breakout. Here's Dowd. Dowd across. Richardson. A long way from his defensive position, but people forget how good he is offensively when he wants to join the rush. Mark Richardson. Here's Hammond. Shaq Vorostov wins the puck, though, and gets it to Schenfeld. Anton Schenfeld, the left side. Galusian pushed off the puck by Richardson. Here comes Schenfeld with a burst of speed. Schenfeld, though, got stripped, but it will come back to Galusian. Galusian had to be careful as Hammond was coming forward with a good active stick. Here's Orlov. Right up the gut to the captain Varnikov. Into the feet of Schenfeld, and Lake looked up and saw a chance to go ahead 3-on-2. Here's Lake. It bounced away from him. Good poke check from Varnikov on the 3-on-2 for GB. Excellent back check from the captain of Torpedo. Here's Varnikov out front. Ilya, and it's tapped in by Schenfeld. And it's 1-1. An unlucky break for GB as it bounced around and it's batted home by Anton Schenfeld.
Although it was a good play from Torpedo because they came down the left side, they turned it back right there and make a pass to the slot area. And you're right, Schenfeld just gets his stick on it. GB couldn't get a hold of it, but it was a nice, well set up play there from Torpedo. A nice pass from Varnikov into the slot area, and Schenfeld eventually puts it in the back of the net. So a nice play overall from Torpedo to tie this game up at 1-1.
Anton Schenfeld, 29 points this past season for Torpedo. 2 seasons ago, he played for Metallurg Magnitogorsk, one of the powers in the KHL. Real good player. But it took an awkward bounce for the middle of the ice. It looked like GB was going to kind of contain and box out, but it bounced right to Schenfeld. He didn't even think about it, just batted it through Whistle, and not much Whistle could do on that play. Goal coming with 3:57 left in period 1. Schenfeld from Varnikov, a 1-1 scoreline at Fly DSA Arena. Rodionachev, head on a swivel, goes right up the gut. Looking there for his winger Urikov, but it bounces to O'Connor. Now a hard shot from Farmer, trying again to pick the blocker on the left hand of Mulkov. Farmer on the back check. Urikov never got into a shooting position. Torpedo and Veriev a little bit scrambly between the blue lines in the last minute or so, but Lewis will try and settle things down. Looks like we have a call from the referee from Denmark, Thomas B. Anderson. We'll allow him to clean it up. It looks like Swindlehurst is going to the box for Great Britain.
Yeah, Swindlehurst took the penalty down in the corner there. I think he ended up getting his stick between the legs of the Torpedo player, and down he went. And 2 minutes against GB. Good opportunity for Torpedo. They just tied the game, and now they're going on the power play.
They were 0 for 3 with the man advantage less than 24 hours ago in Nottingham. Lakovic and company win the draw. Here's Lakovic. Lakovic couldn't get to the puck. Here's Orlov to Nazarevich. Nazarevich, right-handed shot on the left point. They seem to like the off wings or the off point as well. Here's Simon. Simon to Orlov. Orlov to Nazarevich. Nazarevich tries the play to Shaq Verostov, but it was well behind him. Here's Lakovic, finds it and just shovels it up and down. 1:35 to go in the power play, 2:35 to go in period 1. Here's Orlov. Makarenko had to be careful. Makarenko, silky smooth, weaving through everyone, Makarenko. Shaq Verostov back to the point to Nazarevich. Shaq Verostov to Makarenko. Simons in front. Orlov. Orlov to the top of the circle now, all the way into the face-off dot. Good active stick by Richardson, sends it up and over everyone. Mosey trying to corral that, but it popped over his stick. Shaq Verostov keeps it alive. Makarenko trying to put it out front, and Richardson's there to steady the ship. Richardson gets it to the point, and it just dribbles out on Orlov, and Perlini was right in his face. Here comes Nazarevich, 1-on-3. Couldn't get by Richardson. Richardson will sift it off to the left with 45 seconds remaining in this power play. Galusian to Alyayev, back to Galusian. Galusian has to get his head up as rumbling forward was O'Connor. Aggressive penalty kill from Great Britain, stacking the blue line, Schenfeld. And when you do that, there's no easy entries, and you see it there. Lovely job on the PK from Great Britain.
Yeah, doing really well in this penalty kill, and especially in a defensive zone, their box has been excellent. They're taking away the middle completely, forcing Torpedo to look to the outside for any opportunities, and then stepping up quickly to take the shooting lane away.
Schenfeld in the corner. He has the lone goal on the board for Torpedo. Worked it along for Galusian. Olin Durenko now. Galusian to the face-off dot. Schenfeld, just 5 seconds remaining in the Torpedo power play, their first of the game. Olin Durenko. Galusian with the high shot. Swindlehurst is out of the box, comes racing into the play. Swindlehurst goes to the point. Alyayev will keep it in. Both teams 0 for 1 with the man advantage. Olin Durenko trying to keep it in, does so to Schenfeld. Olin Durenko misses the net on purpose to Varnikov. Varnikov battling against Billingsley, and Billingsley will get it ahead to Swindlehurst, who goes high off the glass. Swindlehurst wants to get off. They all want to make a change for Great Britain for this final 35 seconds. Orlov up the right side. Lewis tries to put a hit on Orlov. Orlov pinching in from the point all the way in beyond the goal line. But here comes Lewis. Lewis down the left side. Shovels it into the corner for Farmer. Farmer behind the net. Mosey. Mosey, who's had that big hit in the period, he's also been good pinching in from the point, and here he is with the shot now. Mosey with the shot, didn't miss by much as Lewis was in front trying to take away the eyes of Nikolai Mulkov. 5 seconds remaining in period one. GB have to be careful. As you saw there, Daniel Ilyan was trying to blow the zone and get in behind everybody, but good back pressure, and Earhart was well in control.
Well, Torpedo have tried that a few times in this period. One of their forwards has just stayed in the neutral zone, stretched the neutral zone when the puck's been down at his end of the ice, and a few times they tried to knock it out and sneak behind the GB defense, but GB have been aware of what Torpedo have been trying to do here in the first period and have covered it very well.
The buzzer will sound on a very entertaining period of hockey between Great Britain and Torpedo. 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. It was a redirect from Hammond in front just 17 seconds into the period, and with 3:57 left in the opening stanza, Schenfeld with the goal, assisted by Varnikov. 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. Don't go anywhere. Join us in just a few moments' time. First intermission analysis coming up on Free Sports. 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. Great Britain and Torpedo. Well, what a May it will be on Free Sports. All GB games live on the network, and they start May 11th versus Germany. We'll have 25 games from the World Championships up to and including the gold medal final, and of course all GB games live on Free Sports. Well, it was a good opening period for Pete Russell and his Great Britain side. They opened up the scoring very early indeed. Just 17 seconds into this one, and a lovely shot from the point leading to some offense in front.
Yeah, it was a great shot from Richardson, and the tip from a Hammond in the slot area. I mean, it was a bad play from Torpedo. They just threw the puck into traffic with releasing the puck too quickly in the corner and not making a play with it, taking a chance and throwing it towards the blue line. And GB kept the puck in. Richardson came, took a step across, spotted Hammond, fired for his stick, and it ended up in the back of the net. So a nice goal from GB to get off to a good start in that first period.
Hammond known for his passing, but a great set of hands there. And speaking of great hands, how about Anton Schenfeld? Just a bit of a broken play here. Varnikov, well, credit to him, he tries to throw it out front, but it bounces off a skate of Ilian and straight to Schenfeld.
But it was also a defensive zone error from GB because two men follow Varnikov up the wall here. Watching the turn back, two guys go for Varnikov. That means there's a guy open in front of the net and ends up in the back of the net. So a defensive zone error from GB allows Torpedo to tie the game up from a nice play from Varnikov to Schenfeld in front, tying the game up at 1-1.
Quick hands from Schenfeld. He realizes exactly what you were just saying there, the mismatch, but he also sees it come off the skate. Doesn't even try and reset it, just puts it on net. And despite the fact he was magnificent in the first period, Jackson Whistle didn't really have a chance on that play from Schenfeld. So Hammond and Schenfeld, the goal scorers, both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. Good opening period of action on Free Sports. Well, think back to exactly 1 year ago today. Why are GB back in the top pool for the first time since 1994? Well, let's go back to a magical moment back in Budapest 1 year ago today. GB versus Hungary on Free Sports. Run and gun stop, 55 seconds remaining in Swindlehurst tripping penalty. Great pass by Lakovic, and Betteridge with the right idea. Short-handed goal be just what the doctor ordered, but now Noigi trying to make life difficult for Great Britain. Here's Gurgu Noigi. Noigi with some time and space down the left side. Noigi goes back to the point, swings it out to Sarar. Sarar in deep for Noigi. Noigi being watched there by the long stick of Earhart. Sarar with the shot. Good stop by Bounds, and it's tapped in! Bodo scores! Power play goal, Hungary!
Well, they just got the puck to the net. Rebound goal, the puck comes out and Bodo bangs it in the back of the net. They had some players screening in front, making it tough on Bounds to control the shot. They played wide, they played that 1-3-1, and they got the benefit from it with a goal in the end.
Good first stop by Bounds, but staying with it was Gurgu Noigi, and then Christopher Bodo off to the flank, and Richardson almost got a stick on it to clear it away from the danger zone. Here's Earhart trying to keep Shibuk to the outside. Brendan Brooks trying to kick it along the wall. Earhart released the puck there, and Jonas Harry in front, it's in the net! It goes off of Erday! It bounced off the chest of Erday and ended up in behind Bounds. It's 2-0 Hungary.
They've been just getting pucks to the net. Let's watch a replay here. It goes off his chest. Good spot from Humer. And it ends up in the back of the net. An unlucky goal for GB.
Sirianni off the face-off win. Sar up the left side. Richardson steps up on him. Richardson to Earhart up the gut to Richardson. Quick pass for Brooks. Brooks wants to skate into the middle of the ice. Gives him an option, gets it through, and I don't think Voy saw that. Here's Richardson to Hammond to Dowd. Dowd had the good screen on the Brooks shot, and now Dowd scores! Bang, bang, boom! Dowd with the release! GB back in this one!
Lots of traffic in front. Everyone's battling hard for the puck. Dowd's in front of the net, but then right here you can see him. He releases out eventually. Puck comes to him, quick shot, and it's in the back of the net. Just good hard work from GB. 9:05 left on the clock here in the third period.
Perlini again, as we said, 61.5% in the face-off dot. Shots on goal, 35-27 in Great Britain. They need a couple more, or maybe just one. Maybe just one clear shot. They've got to be careful here. They've got the empty net for the 6-on-5. Farmer across the ball. It's in! It's in! It's in! Farmer! Farmer! Farmer!
What an incredible goal from Farmer. Was able to keep the puck and he fired it quick to the net. And it ended up squeaking through the legs of Boy. With 15.8 seconds left in the game. To tie this game up, that's all GB need is 1 point to win the gold medal and promotion.
Well, I'm impressed right now with the body language from Perlini. Perlini's like, yeah, it's okay, it doesn't matter. Let me dig in against this guy. János Voss, the captain of Hungary. Brett Perlini, time and time again, stepping into this situation. Everyone to the strong side for GB. Everyone stacked to the right. Perlini versus Voss. 2 seconds on the clock. Perlini ties up the stick. Jonas Harry with the shot. The buzzer's out! What's your favorite color, Great Britain? It's gold! Gold in Budapest! Great Britain are going to Slovakia for the World Championships. It'll be enough. 1 point is all they need. They have to play the overtime, but the situation is clear. GB have done enough. Here's Jonas Harry. Harry with speed. Harry to the hash mark. Harry goes to the backhand and bounds with a lovely stop. That's it. They'll finish on a high note, and why not? Ben Bounds shuts the door. Harry needed to score, and Bounds on the Superman stance gets across. The streets of Budapest will be GB gold tonight. What an accomplishment. They get the extra point. They move to 11 points in Division 1A. They'll go up with those men. Italy will also be promoted. It is gold for Great Britain. They win the shootout. They win the game 3-2. 11 points. What a story. It's been absolutely magical. Well, I don't know about you, Paulie. I still get the goosebumps when I see Farmer's shot go in because it was such a great story. They were up against them with just under 16 seconds remaining. Robert Farmer just putting a puck on net, and Voy had it under the pad and in the most important goal in 20-plus years of British hockey.
Yeah, and it's just about sometimes just getting that puck to the net and driving to the net. And fortunately for Farmer, when he shot it, it just squeezed between the legs of Voy into the back. And that, but GB were down 2 goals with less than 10 minutes in that game, and Dowd came up with a big goal, as he's done many times for GB in these tournaments. And then Farmer, as we saw yesterday, can put the puck in the back of the net. So they have some big game players, GB, and they're gonna find it tough against some of the big clubs in the world, but I still think they can get some results against some of the other teams.
No reason to think they can't beat France or Denmark. No reason to think they can't play against Olympic nations like Slovenia with a win last year, of course, and then the big win on foreign territory on that tough home ice in Budapest to beat Hungary in that magical moment 1 year ago today. Live second period action on Free Sports GB and Torpedo after the break. Welcome back to Fly DSA Arena. Second period action on the docket now. Carolina at New York coming up from 8 p.m. on our sister channel, Premier Sports 1. And much later on this evening, Colorado at San Jose from 12:30 a.m. Sharks and Canes with 1-0 series leads. And right here, a 1-1 game after 20 minutes of play in Sheffield. Hammond and Shenfield, the goal scorers. GB outshooting Torpedo 13-6 in the opening 20 minutes. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul 80 high above the ice here in Sheffield, and we are a goal for period 2. Here's Shenfield. Shenfield with a shot. Glove stop from Whistle. Right off the fingertips of that left hand. Whistle with a quick reaction. Here's Dowd. Dowd to Hammond, who scored just 17 seconds into the first period on a redirect on a point shot from Richardson. Shenfield tied it up with 3:57 left in period number 1. GB hard in on the forecheck is Dowd. Here's Lake. Lake takes a bump from Galusian. Dowd comes in to help him out. Orlov trying to work it along the wall. But Dowd and company, real good opening shift for them after that stop from Whistle. Trying to get some offensive zone time. And here's Swindlehurst. Billingsley now will just hammer it into the offensive zone. Kept in at the left point by Perlini. Farmer comes over the boards. Mosey on the left point. Important to note, too, in the 1-1 scoreline, there was a power play opportunity for both sides. Both teams 0 for 1, and O'Connor hit the post on the GB power play. They, at times, were all around Molkov's net.
Yeah, they were, and just looking at the ice right now, it looks a little bit wet. You can see the puck stopping every once in a while, making it tough on the players to pick the puck up. It is looking at maybe with the temperatures a little bit warmer than normal, and the ice is just a little bit wetter than normal, but that should dry up pretty quick.
Here's Farmer to Perlini. Veryayev takes over. Alyayev gains the line. Alyayev, surprised at how much space he had. Tried to go around Mosey, and Mosey kept his feet moving. Puck back into the neutral zone. Rodionachev will dump it in. Whistle watches that go behind his net. Here's Mosey. Mosey puts a puck up the middle, and Ilyin says, thank you very much. Here's Veryayev. Veryayev off to the flank, back to Rodionachev, and Rodionachev stopped by Whistle. Whistle is about 6 feet outside his crease, and Veryayev couldn't corral the rebound. Aggressive goaltending from Whistle, and Farmer will dump it down and relieve the pressure.
Yeah, another great save from Whistle. Bit of sloppy play from GB in their defensive zone. Almost cost them. They're going to have to just sharpen up a little bit in their end of the ice.
We said it yesterday in Motor Point Arena, a couple of pucks in the middle, one which led to a goal from Stalnov right there. A shot from Rodionachev because of that pass up the middle. They've got to just keep the puck up the wings.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to watch out for those passes in the middle of the ice, in the defensive zone, and especially those soft passes. Those are the ones that you really pay dear for if the puck doesn't get out.
Phillips tried to work it back to Lakovic, but it's Makarenko. Makarenko, Shak Vorostov, Simon. The return feed is deflected in by Shak Vorostov. It came off Makarenko, and Shak Vorostov was in front. And they gobble up the lead here. Torpedo 2, GB 1.
Well, I think it goes off the pads. Watch here, the shot, the pass comes across. It goes off, it looked like the legs to me. Right here, let's have a look at that again, and just to see if it does actually go off. Yeah, I mean, it does look like it to me. It seems to go off the leg of Shak Vorostov into the net. So, I mean, again, a bit unlucky for GB, but a good job from Shak Vorostov going hard to the net, and he gets that pass off his leg into the back of the net. Hard for Whistle to really handle that when it comes off a guy's leg going hard to the net. Just before that, Whistle had made a great save for GB. But GB have, they haven't been picking up their men so good in their defensive zone here early in the second period. They've lost a bit of coverage, and they're good. They paid for it. They're going to review this, but I actually think it was a good goal.
Shak Vorostov had 13 goals in the VHL for HK Sharov last year. Well, go to the net and good things happen. He was going hard to the net, and Makarenko knew that. And Makarenko's just trying to put it back. He's a left-handed shot on the right side. Let's have a look back, because you're right. It comes off the shin pads, but it doesn't matter. There's no kicking motion. Shak Vorostov starts the play to Simon. Simon gains the line, draws double coverage, so someone's going to be open. And it is Makarenko, comes back across the grain, and it's off the lower body there, the left foot of Shak Vorostov. Now, in real time, it didn't look like a kicking motion. Does he try and put that left foot forward almost like a football kick? I don't think so. They are looking at it.
Well, I don't.
And they also, just to give you a quick update, they have a problem with the clock here above the ice at Fly DSA Arena. So they're just trying to get that sorted out, which, if you're GB, gives you a little bit of a second to get resorted, and the clock has been fixed. That is correct. The goal coming 2:43 into the second period. Shaq Vorostov from Makarenko and Simon. 2-1 scoreline for Torpedo. So much like 24 hours ago, GB had a 1-0 lead in yesterday's game. And then 2 goals from Stalnov giving the 2-1 lead to Torpedo. And they're back in here. Stalnov right on cue. Stalnov shot never got through as it was blocked by Myers. Nazarevich with the shot. It came off of Kirk and up into the meshing in behind Jackson Whistle.
Well, what Torpedo are doing well is they're looking at the 2 GB defensemen, and because they're playing pretty close together, they're just going straight at them, and they're taking away that pass, putting the 2 defensemen under pressure, and their GB are coughing the puck up a little bit below the red line, below the goal line, and it's giving Torpedo some opportunities in front of the net through some good quick forecheck from them in the offensive zone.
And if you're Shaq Vorostov going to the net like that, all you're hoping is that Makarenko gets the shot on goal and there's maybe a rebound. But it came across the grain and off his legs. He was going with such speed. He didn't have a time to even get the stick around, but they won't ask if it was pretty. And it's a 2-1 lead.
Well, I think, obviously it was a pass towards Shaq Vorostov, and it hit his leg, but you got to give him credit, because if you're driving hard to the net, you get your goals.
Stalnov back to Nazarevich. His shot was 3 feet wide to the right of Whistle. Here comes Lake. Lake left the puck behind, and Olendarenko will pick it up around the horn for Nazarevich, who lost it to Lake. Lake working hard in the corner. Lake, what a season he had for the Coventry Blaze. Here's Hammond, who has the lone goal on the board for Great Britain. Coming just 17 seconds into the game. Swindlehurst with his shot, and Molkov saw that the whole way and turned it into the corner. Dowd was waiting, though. Dowd tried to kick it along, and Yessian will pick it up and rumble down the right side. Yessian outside of Hammond, standing him up there with Swindlehurst. Swindlehurst with a lovely hit, textbook hit there, and Yessian lucky that Swindlehurst didn't try and run through him. Just a nice little body out by Swindlehurst. Here's Varnikov jumping into the play. Swindlehurst will again come in, and this time Swindlehurst got his stick lifted by Rodionachev. Hammond weaves his way out. Here comes Mosey. Mosey stuck out his right leg to protect the puck, but it will be Schmolin. Schmolin to Rodionachev. Ahead for Stalnov, who had 2 goals yesterday in Nottingham for Torpedo. 2-1 scoreline here, Torpedo. Perlini. Farmer, who had the hat-trick yesterday. Farmer runs through his man, Rodionachev. Rodionachev slow to get up after Farmer runs him over. Here's Stalnov. Stalnov trying to work it back to Schmolin, and Farmer all over the ice on this shift, becoming a nuisance if you're a Torpedo player. Here's Earhart. Slides it into the corner for Perlini against Orlov. Perlini of the Nottingham Panthers knocks Orlov down. It will be Schenfeld working it up to Galusian. Galusian. Orlov up the left side. It came off the linesman. Danny Beresford. It hits Danny Beresford twice. And Danny Beresford actually looked back at Orlov and said, once is a mistake, twice, what are you trying to do here? Here's Galusian. Galusian pushed off the puck by Batch. And Betteridge, looks like an offside call with 14:01. Well, 14:01 on the clock here in Fly DSA Arena. 14:50, I believe, is the right time left in the period on our clock. We're having some problems with the scoreboard here.
Well, I like what Farmer did. He sees his team's a bit sleepy here in the second period, comes out with a big hit, but not only that, he doesn't watch his big hit, back checks the other way, makes a good defensive play, and that's the kind of player Farmer is. He tries to get his team back into the game when things, aren't going their best.
It was a big hit on Rodionachev, and then a good back check. He was all over the ice on that shift. O'Connor calling for it at the left point. 4 assists for Ben O'Connor yesterday, but now back in transition is Ilyin. Ilyin, he's got good wheels. Trying to turn it back to Alyayev. Just getting in the way there was Jonathan Phillips, but Alyayev gets it anyway. Shot coming through wide by Urikov. Urikov was looking for a deflection in front, and here's Alyayev. Alyayev turns and fires that again wide. He was trying to go low glove side on Whistle, but missed the net by about 4 feet. Here's Veriev. Veriev trying to go back against the grain to Alyayev, who had pinched in from the left point. Torpedo trying to add to the 2-1 scoreline. Richardson trying to work it out. Ogienko wanted to pinch in from the point, but Alyayev backs him up. Ilyin on the left side. He looked up and saw 3 red jerseys, nowhere for him to go, so he just dumps it around deep. O'Connor has Ilian coming from the left wing to the right wing into the corner, and now Nazarevich will try and keep it deep, but there's O'Connor again. O'Connor, of course, a member of the Sheffield Steelers. He knows the bounces of the boards here at Fly DSA Arena well. Kirk calling for the pass. The shot, though, will go off the stick of Medvedev. Kirk has such awareness out there. He was calling for Davis. Davis did the right thing, though, because I don't think there was a passing lane. Here comes Medvedev. Medvedev with a shot, and that's stopped by Whistle.
Another good save from Whistle. Medvedev again. He sneaks through the middle, gets that pass. He's wide open. Need a little bit more communication, GB, right now. 2 guys chasing the puck again in the defensive zone. That's happened at least 3 times here in the second period. There's got to be a little bit more communication coming back. Defensemen talking with the forwards. Guys picking up their men. A bit of lack of coverage right now from GB.
We noticed that on the Shaq for Rostov goal off his leg. Everyone chased over to Simon. Simon found Makarenko open. And there was that off player side over there where you had 3 guys stacked on the right side, and Makarenko and Shaq for Rostov made GB pay for that. Good shot comes in off the stick of Dowd, but Nikolai Molkov made easy work of that.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, Hammond, Lake, and Dowd to get down the ice and get a good scoring opportunity. And if you give them give them a little bit of ice, a little bit of an opening, and they're going to get a chance in there. And GB certainly need them to get something going here in the second period.
Hammond versus Simon. Here's Lake. Yeah, the best line on both sides of the puck, I thought at times yesterday, was the Dowd line. Here's Simon, weaving his way through the neutral zone. Makarenko waiting. Makarenko with a shot. Didn't miss by much. Blocker side on Whistle. Kept in by Galusian. Here's Swindlehurst to Lake. Lake throws it into the middle, but Hammond was right there. Shaq for Rostov was lurking in the reeds. Here's Lake. Lake takes his time. Lake finds Hammond. Hammond on the backhand. It was a weak shot because Yessian had the stick check on Hammond. Good work defensively by Yessian. Here's Dowd. Trying to work it along. Wants to go back to the point. Mosey golfs it in. Shaq for Rostov. Shaq for Rostov had his pocket picked by Dowd. But waiting there was Orlov. Olendarenko into space. Fanned on that dump in, and Lake says thank you very much. Lake goes to Hammond. End of a long shift for Hammond, but he'll dump it in. Here's Farmer. Farmer over the boards. A pinpoint shot. Looked like it came off the chin of Molkov. Chest and then chin is... I don't think Molkov thought Farmer was going to shoot along the goal line, but why not? Here's Mosey. That's going to be an icing call against Torpedo with 10:56 remaining in period 2, and Torpedo with a 2-1 lead at Fly DSA Arena.
One thing about Farmer is he's willing to shoot it. It doesn't matter where he is on the ice. Bad angle, off the goal line. He's always getting the puck to the net. And you're right, Molkov did a good job there just staying up on that shot and getting his body on the puck and making a good save. But, Torpedo, give him credit this period. They played very well defensively. They have not allowed GB all that much room out there in the ice.
Perlini to Lewis, tap back to the point. Lewis goes to the front of the net, trying to get his feet moving. It goes back to Farmer, but a good defensive stick. And Schmoling is back the other way. It was a good piece of defense by Olendarenko. Stalnov calling for it. Stalnov trying to punch that shot through. Came off the shin pad of Batch, but Stalnov keeps his feet moving and works it back to Schmoling. Schmoling trying to dance away from Richardson. Looks like there's a penalty coming up on GB. Molkov will go to the bench for the extra attacker. 6-on-5 coming up here now for Torpedo. Alyayev across the blue line. Stalnov goes to the front of the net. Dangerous moment here for GB. Rodionachev to Schmolin to Yessian. Rodionachev wants to walk the line, but goes back to Yessian. Yessian with the shot. It's deflected in front. Came off a Batch and into the corner, but he didn't have possession, so the 6-on-5 goes on. Here's Varnikov. Alyayev walks in, freezes everyone, redirect by Stalnov. And the pressure remains. Finally, Farmer touches up, and it will be a second power play now for Torpedo.
Well, Torpedo have had good movement in the offensive zone, and what happens is they hang on to the puck, they don't throw it away unless Richardson's gone off for a penalty there, but they don't throw the puck away, so they force you to take the puck off them. They don't make very many bad decisions in the offensive zone, and you've got to be moving you've got to just keep your defensive side positioning and not allow, and especially you can't get 2 guys chasing the puck, chasing the 1 man. That's when you get in real trouble against Torpedo.
Second power play for Torpedo. 0 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 1 this afternoon. Well, they have a 2-1 lead. Swindlehurst had pressure straight away from Schenfeld. Here's Lakovic. Lakovic being aggressive on the penalty kill. It was lofted up and down by Billingsley. Here's Swindlehurst. Dumps it in. Aliev took that awkwardly off the shin pad. Malkov, good communication there. You could hear Malkov all the way up here screaming at Aliev of where's the puck was. Here's Galusian. Galusian through the neutral zone. Hammers it around the horn. The captain, Varnikov. Varnikov had a shorthanded goal yesterday at Motor Point Arena, looking to get the power play going here at Fly DSA Arena. Aliev.
Good job from Betteridge on the wall there. It just took the body, got the puck on his backhand, and iced it down the ice there. A good play from him defensively.
Here's Aliev. Nice little move at the line to get around Betteridge. Throws it into the corner. Earhart threw it up the wing, and Aliev with a good keep. They play catch now, Nazarevich and Aliev. Aliev showing some football skills there. Took it off the skate. Galusian. Back to Aliev. Traffic in front. Shot right on from Galusian. The rebound was there for Varnikov, and a good stop from Jackson Whistle.
Yeah, another good save from Whistle. He's kept the GB in it here in the second period with some quality saves. It's a good movement on the power play from Torpedo. A big shot there. Not a lot of traffic in front. GB doing a good job keeping the forwards down low at the net, away from the front of the net. Moved into a bit of a diamond on that one, GB, on the penalty kill. Good save from Whistle again.
48 seconds remaining in this second man advantage for Torpedo. Here's Orlov. Veryayev. Ilyin looking up. Plenty of movement on the back end. Urikov in front. Orlov. Now Orlov. Orlov was yelling at Urikov to get his feet moving. Very static on this sequence from Ilyin and company, and for GB just trying to keep everything to the outside. That suits them just fine. Finally some movement through the middle, and Urikov couldn't get a shot away. Schenfeld to Ilyin. Ilyin with the head fake. Just 18 seconds remaining on the power play. Here's Orlov. The quick shot, it was right on the button, and a lovely play by Ogayenko, and again Whistle has been good in the net. Here's Ilyin. Veryayev works it back in the same play. They want the offense to flow through. It bounced up and over into the net. It was Ogienko with the shot. I was just about to say they want the offense to flow through that left side. And Ogienko with the shot on target. It goes up and over the shoulder of Jackson Whistle. Let's have another look. Veryayev starts the play up. But watch the play here by Ogienko. Just gets the shot on, and it's going to be Ogienko's goal.
Yeah, definitely hit the back of the net before Ilyin could get a stick on that one. So, it was good movement from Torpedo on their power play. Some, good passing and moved GB around. Eventually got a good shot to the net there, and it ends up bouncing over the back of Whistle into the net. But Torpedo looked sharp on that power play.
3-1 scoreline, Ogayenko. And sometimes on the power play, I was saying, they wanted that right-handed shot on the left side to be the trigger man. It was Ogayenko. And it goes up and over the shoulder. Unlucky for Whistle because he's made a couple of big saves in the penalty kill situations. But GB come right back now. It's Hammond. Lake protected the puck well there. Stuck out his right leg against Nazarevich. Dowd to Hammond. Bounced away as getting the stick in there was Medvedev. Here comes Makarenko. Makarenko battling against Hammond. Hammond had to be careful there not to grab the arm of Makarenko. And it looks like Hammond doesn't get away from it. And I think it is a penalty against Hammond for holding. I thought he had done just enough to get in the way of Makarenko. But as I said, you got to be careful not to grab the arm there. And I think Hammond grabbed right onto Makarenko's left arm. Yeah, if you just lean on a guy's arm and hang on to it just for a little bit, the referee's going to call you for holding there. Hammond wants to have a look and to see how much he did. He doesn't seem overly convinced that he deserves the call there, but we'll have a good look here. He's got his arm. He's got the arm right there. He's got the jersey on the elbow, it looks like. And now the third power play for Torpedo. They've just scored a power play goal on the bit of a circus shot from Ogayenko up and over the back and shoulder of Whistle and trickling into the line. So they go right back to the power play. 1 for 2 thus far. Third man advantage. Makarenko. Trying to work it along. came off of Simon. And Aliev had a bouncing puck to contend with as Phillips was roaring down on him after a pretty good defensive play by Earhart. Here comes Makarenko, who drew the penalty on Hammond. Aliev. Olendarenko with a shot. It falls for Makarenko. 2 saves from Whistle. And again, you see the right-handed shot on the left point. It was Ogienko earlier on, and now it's Olendarenko.
Yeah, they keep looking for that. They're looking for those one-time shots to the outside and just driving hard after that, looking for rebounds and deflections. And Whistle's been really tested here in the second period.
I don't think head coach David Nemirovsky was happy with the 0 for 3 on the power play yesterday. Certainly wasn't happy with the fact they had 8 power plays against. So happy to get his special teams, his power play going in this second game between GB and Torpedo. Lake against Aliev. Short-handed chance for Lake. He poked it past Aliev, but Aliev with a good recovery there against Lake.
Yeah, good burst of speed from Lake. I thought he was going to sneak in there and get a good scoring opportunity, but you're right, defenseman made a good play there, just staying with him, but you can see how quick Lake is.
Aliev has had a good couple of games, 163 KHL appearances in his career. 20 seconds remaining in this second or third power play for Torpedo. They are 1 for 2. Nazarevich to Varnikov. Varnikov back post. What a goal! Well, Schenfeld wasn't going to miss from there. He was down on one knee, and it's a second straight power play goal for Torpedo.
Well, Billingsley lost his stick, and it was just a good read from Torpedo. They realized defenseman didn't have the stick in front of the net, so let's just pass it to that area because the defenseman can't play that. Billingsley tries to play it with his foot, but just couldn't get his foot on it. Schenfeld finishes it off here. That was a nice pass from Varnikov across the net. It was a good read from Varnikov, realizing that Billingsley didn't have his stick, so he makes the pass into that area. It's a nice finish from Schenfeld, and Torpedo certainly taking advantage of their power play. It has looked much better in this game than it did last night.
Schenfeld with his second goal of the game. He had a goal, of course, in period 1. Varnikov with his second assist of this game, number 2. Between the two teams, giveaway by Nazarevich, though. Here's Kirk. Kirk in all alone. Kirk is denied by Molkov, but it looks like Kirk will draw. It looks like there was a hooking penalty, and of course it is Nazarevich. It looked like because Kirk kept his feet moving that Nazarevich got the stick in, and that is indeed the call. So after 2 power play goals for Torpedo, GB will get a power play of their own.
Yeah, they will, and they certainly could use one here on their power play, but that was a poor play from Torpedo, just throwing a pizza up the middle like that and allowing GB to create a quick 2-on-1 and a scoring opportunity from Kirk. And now GB will go on the power play, down 4-1 here in the second, so they could certainly use a goal.
Perlini against Ilian. Big face-off for Perlini. Wins it back, but O'Connor smartly backed up as Ilian came charging forward. Here's Hammond. Hammond was in the box for a goal against. Power play tally from Torpedo. We'll see if Hammond can atone for that. He's got the lone goal for GB. Here's Perlini. Perlini. Back to the point, O'Connor. O'Connor with a quick shot. Deflected in front by Farmer. How about Liam Kirk keeping his feet moving? Drawing that penalty. Setting this play up, and now O'Connor. Farmer got it back to O'Connor, but we said it a lot yesterday. Liam Kirk shows poise on the puck that not a lot of young players possess, and that's because of the experience, I believe, in the Ontario Hockey League.
Yeah, certainly helping them there. And Farmer, I should say, O'Connor tried to pick the top corner there and just blasted over the top, and that was a nice pass from Farmer, but unfortunately the shot wasn't on target.
Orlov aggressive on the penalty kill, but it will come back to O'Connor. Here's Farmer. Farmer back to O'Connor. A good stick defensively from Urikov sent O'Connor back into the neutral zone. Here's Robert Farmer. Perlini. Perlini didn't get into his shooting position because he had Urikov right in his face. Urikov with a good job on the PK. Here's Hammond. Liam Kirk comes over the boards. Out front, well, Kirk, who drew the penalty, it would be some poetic justice if he could get a chance on this 5-on-4. But everything's been kept to the outside by Torpedo. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor sees Kirk off to the right, but he wants to go to the left to Ferrara. Here's Hammond. Back to O'Connor. 25 seconds remaining in this second power play for Great Britain. Hammond. O'Connor with a shot and a lovely glove save with that right hand of Nikolai Molkov.
Yeah, Molkov's been solid in this game, and that is a good save, a good shot. You know, O'Connor can really rip it from the point. He gets a good shot in there. Kirk was driving to the net. You can see that's a bad pass up the middle, which allowed GB the power play and a good scoring opportunity here from Kirk. who gets a good shot away. There is the hook there, but he still gets a shot away. And Malkov made a good save on that play.
Nazarevich could not let the young gun Liam Kirk walk to the net. Good stop by Malkov there, and a good stop on the shot from the point by Malkov. Here's the shot from Mosey, right on target. Kick save again by Malkov. Mosey will chase it down. 5 seconds remaining in Nazarevich's hooking penalty. 3:05 to go in period number 2. Here's Lake. 5-on-5 hockey resumes. Good penalty kill from Torpedo, and now streaking away is Alyev. Alyev with the fake. Alyev in all alone. Couldn't find the handle. Mosey stayed with him and forced Alyev beyond the goal line. Kirk will just bat it out into the neutral zone. Picked up by Ogayenko, who has a power play goal in this game. Schmolin hit by Mosey. Richardson up the right side. How about Mosey? Mosey's had a couple of big hits in this game. Known for his speed, but he's been aggressive in this encounter. Game day number 2 against Torpedo. Ogayenko to Galuzhin. Schmolin. Mihail Schmolin works it back to Galuzhin. Galuzhin trying to pick the top corner. It's up and over the right shoulder of Whistle. Olendarenko kept it in once. Olendarenko keeps it in twice, but jabbing it out now. Great Britain battling along that right side, and Ferrara got it out. Here's Ogayenko. 2 minutes remaining in the second. 4-1 Torpedo. 1-1 after 20 minutes of play. 3 unanswered goals from the KHL side here in period 2. Galuzhin works it out front. Nobody home. And Davis is there. Davis to Ferrara. Ferrara around Olendarenko. Scoops it around to the left wing, and Myers back to the point. Bats with the shot right on target, and Nikolai Malkov will hold on with 1:39 remaining in this second period.
Well, a real good job from the defense of Torpedo. You know, boxing out at the net, not allowing GB to get in there for any tips or rebounds, and Malkov's hanging on to everything also. It's a good shot from Batch, but nobody was able to get to the front of the net, and that's when you know the defense are doing their job down low in front of the net, keeping the GB players away from the front of the net.
Lakovic wins the draw to Batch. Now Lakovic pushed off the puck by Medvedev. Medvedev with the elbow up high. Lakovic kept on battling. Batch does a good job. Kept it in deep. 1:25 remaining in period 2. Urikov trying to hammer it out of the defensive zone, but GB buzzing here now on this forecheck. It will be Veriev. Veriev got by Lakovic. Veriev has Ilyin to his left, but Betteridge comes back and picks his pocket. Here's Urikov. Urikov to Ilyin. Back to Medvedev. Ilyin trying to work it back to Nazarevich, but it came outside the blue line. Nazarevich, quick up to Urikov. 1 minute remaining in the period. 4-1 Torpedo. Ilyin on the re-entry. Medvedev creeping in from the point. Here's Ilyin trying to work it back. Earhart throws it up the middle. Luckily for him, he had numbers, and it was scooped out by Betteridge. Shak Vorostov. Makarenko tried to put it across ice to Nazarevich, and now Myers will take over for Great Britain. 30 seconds remaining in period 2. Here's Richardson. Has an assist in this game. Ferrara to Myers. Myers, so strong on his stick, gets it to Ferrara. Ferrara trying to jam it out front for Kirk. Kirk comes in to try and help out Myers, but it will be Nazarevich on the backhand through the neutral zone. O'Connor will pick it up at his own blue line. 5 seconds remaining in the second. Is there time for one last rush? Well, here comes Richardson. 2 seconds on the clock. Richardson turns and fires. It was off the shoulder of Malkov and out the outside of the post, but the right idea by Richardson, and they did not give up right till the buzzer here in period 2, but GB find themselves down by 3. Shak Vorostov, Ogayenko, and Schenfeld with big goals here in the second period. 2 for 3 on the power play for Torpedo, and that is, of course, the big difference here. Schenfeld and Ogayenko with the power play tally. Shak Vorostov starting the scoring off in the period. 2:43 into the second period, and after 40 minutes of play, Torpedo 4, Great Britain 1. We'll be back with second intermission analysis after this short break on Free Sports. Welcome back to Sheffield. 40 minutes in the books at Fly DSA Arena, and Torpedo with a 4-1 lead over Great Britain. It was 1-1 after period one, but an offensive explosion from KHL side Torpedo in the second frame, and it was 3 unanswered goals to give us that 4-1 scoreline. Let's have a look back. It started early, just 2:43 into period two.
Well, you can see Makarenko just gets it to the net quickly. It goes off the leg of Schenfeld into the back, and that GB, again, 2 men chasing the one puck, and that allows the players through the middle to be open in that situation. And at times, GB were missing their coverage a little bit in the defensive zone in the second period, and they pay for it on that play.
Nice play by Simon, drawing double coverage, and now on to a power play for Torpedo. And Ogayenko, a bit of a circus shot, but it was that off wing that they wanted. The right-handed shot on the left side to try and beat Whistle. And Veryayev, cross for Ogayenko, and watch this, gets the shoulder up and then off the back, unlucky for Whistle, but a power play goal for Torpedo.
Yes, it just rolls off his back into the back of the net. It was a good initial save, but unfortunately just didn't land in the right place. But give Torpedo credit. I thought their power play was really good. There's the other goal in the power play. Billingsley loses his stick, and Schenfield gets himself in the perfect position. Varnikov, a nice pass across to Schenfield, and again, in the back of the net. But Torpedo had a good power play, I thought, in the second. It really clicked well. They moved the puck around well, got some good scoring opportunities, really put GB and Whistle under pressure in the second period on their power play.
Schenfeld with his second goal there, about 5:20 left in the second. Varnikov with his second assist. Nazarevich with a helper as well. 2 for 3 on the power play for Torpedo with a 4-1 lead. GB got outshot 10-7 in the second, but Great Britain outshooting Torpedo 20-16 overall. Well, think back to April 14th, and the two best teams, I think we can all agree, this season in the Elite Ice Hockey League, the Cardiff Devils and the Belfast Giants. What an EIHL Grand Final it was. Live and exclusive on Free Sports. Let's have a look back at the EIHL Playoff Final. Johnner versus Martin. Pitter-patter, let's get at her. We're underway in the 2019 EIHL Playoff Grand Final, live and exclusive on Free Sports. Leonard plays it around to the captain, Riley. Joey Martin, hard in on the forecheck right away, takes a little cross-check from Riley, and already the physical tempo is exactly where you'd expect it to be in a winner-take-all encounter. Johnner out to the neutral zone for the speedy Murphy. Here's Murphy. Murphy with the shot. It was through the legs. It was off the post. He punched it through the wickets, and it came through bounds and kissed off the post, and the Giants nearly draw first blood. Roach to Shields. Shields feathers it into the offensive zone with 3:35 showing in the first period. Here's Ferland. Ferland with a hit on Schistel. Schistel will be a target now after that hit on Murphy. There's no doubt about it. Here's Hedden. Hedden and Bentifolio. Hedden scores! Hedden will open the scoring, and with 3:28 left, it's 1-0 Cardiff.
Well, the Giants got caught up the ice and the long pass came out. A clear 2-on-1 with all the time in the world for Hedden to make a decision, and rather than pass it, he just picked this spot. And although Besko Ronnie gets a piece of it, it still gets through into the net. A great shot from Hedden in that situation. Just why else all the time in the world in this 2-on-1 to pick his spot. And Beskorani just couldn't do enough to keep that out of the back of the net. We look from the view from the back. It's a nice shot, and it beats Beskorani, but he did get a piece of that one.
Dwyer to Bond. Bond backdoor play. What a stop! Are you kidding me? Ben Bounds absolutely robs Smotherman.
Bounds comes across and snags this one. It's a great, well set up play. And watch Bounds never loses sight of the puck.
Rain with the shot. It's through the legs. It's in. Rain with the wrist shot. It's through the 5-hole, and it's 1-1 halfway through the third period.
Well, the Giants win the faceoff. Puck goes to the point. And there's the drive to the net. Bounds, I don't think ever see. I think it goes between his legs, but off the wall. Right there, driving hard to the net, creating a screen, taking Bounds' eyes away. Rain just gets a good wrist shot to the net between Bounds' legs, and it ties the game up at 1-1 with 10:04 left here in the third period. We were saying if the Giants continued to get chances and shots, eventually one might squeak in.
Ferland versus Ulmer. Good face-off win. Fournier with the shot. It's off the post. It was deflected by Livingston. Great hands in front by Livingston, but off the post to the right of Beskorowany. So both teams have rung the iron in this one. Fournier gets his motor going. Fournier with the play, and Fournier with the highlight reel goal. 2-1 Devils. Fournier with a piece of magic at Motor Point Arena.
Wow, when I saw Fournier turn up ice, full speed ahead, kicks it out to the right side and continues driving to the net. I didn't think he had enough time to make a move or a play, but he finishes it up right there. A little pass to the outside, drives to the net, gets it back, gets away from his man, and just stuffs it between the legs of Beskorowany. What a play from Fournier to get a quick goal back for the Cardiff Devils, who were looking in trouble in this third period.
And with 10.9 seconds showing on the clock, it's essential that they win the draw of Belfast, but they don't. But it's kept in by Roach. Time running down. Riley wildly turns and fires. Higgins with his shot. It's deflected high off the glass, and it's done and dusted. The Cardiff Devils defend their playoff title. They stop the freight train. They stop the Grand Slam ambitions of the Giants, and the Devils will win this one 2-1. A moment that you never forget. A championship trophy raised from the captain. Win today, enjoy this trophy, and walk together forever. The 2019 EIHL Grand Final playoff winners, the Cardiff Devils. They defend their crown and walk together forever. Party all night long. Deserving champions, the Cardiff Devils. What a final that was on April 14th. Live and exclusive on Free Sports. Congratulations to the Cardiff Devils, of course, defending their playoff crown. Don't go anywhere, folks. Live third period action from Fly DSA Arena after the break. Welcome back to Fly DSA Arena. A 4-1 lead for KHL side Torpedo over Pete Russell's Great Britain men. 2 for 3 on the power play for Torpedo, the big difference. And of course, yesterday, the penalty kill for Great Britain was perfect. Today, 2 for 3 on the power play for Torpedo. Well, there's a New York Rangers fan. He won't be happy about the New York Islanders. I don't think if you're a Rangers fan, you can be an Islanders fan. But coming up later on Premier Sports, Carolina at New York, 8 p.m. The Canes with a 1-0 series lead there. And much later on our sister channel, Premier Sports 1, Colorado at San Jose. Joe Thornton and the Sharks with a 1-0 series lead there. Check premiersports.com for all the Stanley Cup playoff information. And, of course, check freesports.tv for all our hockey information, including Great Britain in Slovakia. We start our coverage May 10th, and GB versus Germany is May 11th. At freesports_TV is the Twitter handle, at Murph on Ice as well. GB got outshot 10-7 in the second period, but the big problem was the power play from Torpedo.
Well, sometimes what happens is when you're killing off a few penalties in a period like that, you lose your momentum and the other team gets a couple of goals, so they gain in confidence. You lose a little bit of your confidence. I thought GB stood around a bit in that second period, and I think Pete Russell will address that. The coaching staff will address that for the third period. I'm sure he expects more from the team, and he'll expect a big third period, a big reaction from them here in Sheffield.
They need to stay out of the box. Jackson Whistles made some big saves despite that scoreline. And, of course, GB, they started the game off pretty good. 17 seconds into the first period, Hammond with a goal assisted by Richardson. They outshot Torpedo 13-6 in the first period. It was 1-1 after 20 minutes of play, but safe to say the second period, all Torpedo, which is funny because the second period yesterday in Nottingham was all GB. GB outshot Torpedo in the second period in Game 1, 10-5, and outscored them 2-0. So a total reversal in this second period less than 24 hours later.
You're right. It's again, that happens in these games. You just don't know what's going to happen next. But what Torpedo did really well for me is their forecheck was good. They actually talked about it after the first period. If the GB defensemen line up in a certain way and they're standing still, let's go at them quick. If they're not moving, we can get on top of them a lot easier. It's a bit tougher if there's movement there. But I thought Torpedo reacted well in their forecheck and made it tough on GB to get out of their end of the ice. And then, they controlled the play a little bit more than GB did in the second period. They hung on to pucks, made some nice passes, and really made it tough on GB, forcing GB to work hard in their defensive zone coverage, and they got some scoring opportunities from that.
2 goals from Anton Schenfeld, and the captain, Varnikov, has a couple of assists, as does Nazarevich. The other power play goal was Ogayenko. And the captain, Mikhail Varnikov, 13 goals this past season for Torpedo. Dynamo Moscow the year before, where we had 10 goals, one of the real established KHLers on display this weekend. Anton Schenfeld, the other, of course. This is a real good side. They were a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. They were 7th in the East. They took Barry Zastana all the way to 7 games, so this team is for real.
Well, yeah, and Barry Zastana are one of the top teams in the KHL, and so they had a good run. And just came up a little bit short. It's always tough when you lose in 7 games.
GB, they won 5-4 in Game 1, looking to get a good start here in Period 3 and claw one back early to get the rally going. That's going to deflect off Hammond up into the mesh. And the faceoff will come outside the Torpedo blue line. And how about that? We've seen some great highlights in the intermissions. We saw GB versus Hungary last year, Cardiff versus Belfast back on April 14th. Such great hockey available on Free Sports, and it's only going to get better. Can you imagine the atmosphere? Germany versus Great Britain in the top pool for the first time since 1994, May 11th, live on Free Sports.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic game, and it's something we've had to wait a long time for, to watch GB in the top pool of the world, but very, very exciting.
1994, a long time ago, but now all about this 2019 World Championships. Here's Medvedev outside of Dowd. Dowd with a good stick there, forcing Varnikov back to his own blue line, backed up by Medvedev. Here's Orlov, watched closely by Hammond, who has the lone goal for Great Britain. Varnikov tried to deke around Dowd. Dowd said, no way. Here's Lake. Lake with a lovely move. Lake with a shot, and it's blockered away by Molkov. And then shot from a hard angle by Dowd, but nice move by Lake. Better save by Nikolai Molkov.
Yeah, nice pass from Dowd across, and then Lake pulls it in and then just releases it quickly. But Molkov, whenever his team has needed him this game, he's come up big, and he's played a solid game so far for Torpedo.
Face off to the left of Nikolai Molkov, who had 19 saves through 2 periods of work here in Sheffield. Another big save there on Lake. Now Ilian trying to get in behind everyone. He looked like he had a step. He tries to go back to Variev off the skate of Variev, and that's blocked by Farmer. Ilian taps it back to Urikov. Urikov tried to work it back to Alyayev, and that was intercepted by Ferrara to Farmer. And now a quick shot off the shin pad of Urikov. Is just trying to get the shot away quickly was Perlini. And if you're GB, that's what you want to do. I'm sure there was the message in the dressing room between the second and third period. Just get some pucks on Molkov, and certainly they've come out here straight away, GB, to try and pepper the Torpedo goalie.
Yeah, they have. They're trying to put a little bit more pressure on offensively. They're trying to make it a little bit tougher on Torpedo to come up the ice with speed. And I think Torpedo are dangerous if they can wind up with the puck. You can see Lakovic coming across now, making it tougher for them to just come up with a lot of momentum and speed against GB. And I think it's important that they take that away from Torpedo. Otherwise, they're a handful.
Shaq Vorostov tried to put that deep, but Betteridge intercepted it. Now goes to Earhart. Earhart to Lakovic. Lakovic was all the way up at the offensive blue line trying to stretch out the ice here. Betteridge hard in on the forecheck, but Nazarevich off the skate of Jonathan Phillips. Ogayenko up the right side. Makarenko up the middle looking for Shaq Vorostov, and that bounced off of Lakovic into the corner. Shaq Vorostov takes a hit from Richardson. Here's Robert Alakovic. Through the middle of the ice, Davies. And Davis didn't get a piece of that, so it'll be an icing call against GB.
Well, you can see GB are trying that long middle stretch pass off their breakout. What you do is just swing down to the blue line, come back up to the middle, and then the other 2 forwards come up with speed, and you just tip it off to one side or the other, or the guy can cut across in front of you, and then have 2 guys going with speed on the same side. There's the different options there, but you can see GB are trying to open up the ice a little bit more, trying to create some scoring opportunities.
Lakovic versus Yessian to the left of Whistle's net. Here's Batch. Batch will hammer it out into the neutral zone. Olin Durenko with a quick up. Whistle comes out to play the puck. Richardson drifts in behind Jackson Whistle. Davis just snakes his way past Orlov. Here's Myers. Myers against Olin Durenko. Smolin trying to help out. Myers so strong on the puck, trying to work it along. It's taking 2 members of Torpedo to try and contain Myers. Kirk comes in to help out. Myers is knocked over finally, and Orlov puts it up the right side for Stalnov. Stalnov couldn't get the puck out, and now Myers is all tied up with Olin Durenko. The whistle will go. Olin Durenko was all over Myers in that far corner. The puck had long gone. And that's just how strong Myers is. Olin Durenko could not believe that he could not move the puck, even though they were double-teaming Matthew Myers.
Well, Matthew Myers is a big man, big, strong player out there in the ice, and looks like GB will go on the power play. And that comes from, Myers just battling hard and making it tough on Torpedo, and they reacted and take a bad penalty there, really. And GB get an opportunity on the power play.
0 for 2 on the power play thus far. They were 2 for 8 yesterday. So Olin Durenko in the penalty box. Matthew Myers drawing the penalty against Torpedo. Farmer goes to the front of the net. Here's Hammond to O'Connor. Perlini trying to go across the ice for Hammond. It bounced off Galusian. And it will be dumped up and down by Medvedev. And now in shorthanded. Oh, showtime. And trying to go between the legs was Varnikov. Varnikov had a shorthanded goal yesterday in Nottingham, trying to get another one there as he just seemed to ghost in behind everybody. And then he tried to do that little showtime move back between the legs. Here's Ferrara. You said it earlier. GB will have to be careful on the penalty kill or on the power play of the aggressive penalty kill of Torpedo, and we saw it again there.
Yeah, I mean, they've done really well under penalty kill Torpedo, and they're not afraid to blow that forward out of the zone, try to get behind you. Just Varnikov sneaks behind. Not sure about the move, though. Whistle had that covered all the way. I guess at 4-1 you can a little bit of showtime there, but if it was a 1-1 game, I don't think he would have tried that.
I wonder what Damon Nemirovsky has to say on the bench to Varnikov. Varyayev, good job on the penalty kill, dumps it back out through the neutral zone. 45 seconds remaining in Olendarenko's penalty. Here's Dowd. Dowd off the heel of his stick. Varyayev. Put it by Mosey. Picked up by Kirk. Here's Liam Kirk with speed over the blue line. Kirk with a nice move. Kirk in the double coverage gets it back. Lake takes his time. Liam Kirk. Kirk with a nice little burst of speed over the blue line. Now he'll drift into the top of the circle. Gets called off. That hits Mosey in front. Mosey looks to be a little bit labored after that, but now here's Kirk. Kirk with this shot, trying to go blocker side on Mulkoff, and he knocked over Ilian in the process. Here's Lake. 5 seconds remaining on the power play. Lake, he had Kirk in front. GB all around Mulkoff's net on this, their third power play of the game. Here's Richardson. Richardson with the shot redirected. And now out of the box is Olendarenko. 0 for 3 on the power play for Great Britain. They had a couple of good looks there. Couldn't find the back of the net. Here's Mosey. Mosey with the shot high off the left shoulder of Mulkoff. Richardson quickly back into Mosey. Kirk fakes the shot. Kirk with the shot right off the chest of Mulkoff. And now Varyayev boxes out in front. And Varyayev puts a headlock. Well, look at Dowd. Dowd is trying to help out. Doesn't like the headlock by Varyayev on Lake. And now Ogienko involved as well. Lake is not happy. Dowd came in right away to try and help out Lake. And this is a troubling moment here now as Ilian ends up on the linesman. And if you're Torpedo with a 4-1 lead, you don't want to take game misconducts or unsportsmanlike penalties here. But I think Varyayev had a bit of an MMA headlock on Ben Lake, and that really got Robert Dowd going.
Yeah, Dowd just came in to try to help Lake out in that situation. Just a battle for the puck in front of the net. Mulkoff did a good job, actually, holding on to that puck, and you can see tempers are flaring a little bit here. Yeah, well, you know what? GB had some good opportunities on the power play there. I mean, Dowd was wide open one time for a one-time shot, just missed the net, and there was a nice pass from Lake to Dowd. And GB getting some opportunities on their power play. But Mulkoff has been good in this game, and when GB have had good opportunities, that's a nice play from Kirk. Fakes it, goes wide, gets a good shot in there, and then there's the battle right there. The puck is loose. Mulkoff has there, I think it's the extra whack there that winds up Varyayev there. And you can see that Dowd comes in to try to help his teammate, because there's a bit of a headlock going on, and the linesmen are trying to break everything up. Not that much going on, really.
Ilian should have been third man in right there. That's why Dowd, when you look back at Dowd, was really unhappy, because Varyayev has Lake, and all of a sudden, Ilian's on Lake's back in the third man in situation, and Dowd is like, hang on a sec here.
Yeah, and Ilian should get an extra 2 for wrestling the linesman there in front of the net. I don't know what he was doing there, but anyways, I guess the linesman in the end did a good job calming things down by grabbing on to Ilian there in that situation.
And with a 4-1 lead for Torpedo, you think David Nemirovsky, Artem Chubarov, and Sandis Ozelinch on the Torpedo bench would say, just walk away from that, skate away from that situation, but it looks like GB will have the power play.
Yeah, I mean, Nemirovsky's having words there with the referee. He's not too happy about something. I think he's saying, listen, there was an extra whack at the net. I mean, there should be a call made there, and that's what started it. And I think he's just letting the referee know he's not overly pleased about his team getting the extra on the play.
So it looks like Ilian is going to be the penalty of consequence for Torpedo. 5 GB jerseys on the ice right now. The only penalty showing up is Ilian's. So I think it's Varyayev and Lake with offsetting minors. And Lake is certainly in the box across from us. Stalnov has gone in to serve. I think it's 2+2, I believe, for Ilian. Could have been roughing and third man in right there, because Stalnov has gone over to serve the other portion. So offsetting on the original call for Lake and Ilian, and Stalnov serves the penalty. So a 4th power play for Great Britain through all of that.
And another good opportunity for Great Britain. I mean, they're only down by 3. If they get one here, it certainly can make things very interesting.
Here's O'Connor. Dumps it into the corner. There's Farmer. Farmer put it around the horn. Aliev tried to swipe at it. Kept it at the point by GB. Here's Farmer. Medvedev hammers it high past O'Connor as he tried to baseball bat that out of the air, but it's down on whistle. Here's O'Connor up the left side. Farmer takes a bump from Nazarevich. Nazarevich has been good in this game with a couple of assists, and he's been physical. Here's O'Connor. 4 assists yesterday, trying to get something going here now to the hat-trick man from yesterday, Farmer. O'Connor lays it in front. Farmer was held up by Nazarevich. Now Varnikov. Varnikov tried to get fancy, and Perlini will take the puck back. Rodionachiev will find it and send it. Delusion was trying to get in behind everyone, but that's knocked down by a high stick with 13:26 remaining in the period and 57 seconds remaining in Ilyan's penalty.
Well, again, Torpedo on their penalty kill, just floating the guy out and into the neutral zone. And what they do is they'll fire the puck out through the middle, hope for a bounce, and then another player jumps up through the middle of the ice to support that and create a 2-on-1. And that's where you have to be careful. If you're not back-checking hard on your power play, that's when you get caught out on an odd-man rush.
Simon wins the draw, back to the point. Rodionachiev gets a shot right on whistle. Always a threat the last 2 days for short-handed goals, Torpedo. Here's Mosey. Mosey swings out wide past Nazarevich. Goes back against the grain, and it's intercepted by Schenfeld. Quickly to Simon. Simon down the right side. Back into the middle of the ice. Tried to get fancy again, and Liam Kirk says thank you very much to the speedy Mosey. Mosey back to Kirk, and what a back check from Anton Schenfeld. 2 goals in the game from Schenfeld, but that might be his best play, as Liam Kirk was left all alone on the return feed from Mosey, but a great stick by Schenfeld.
Yeah, great defensive play, and that's what you call not giving up on the play and coming back. And we know Kirk's got some good speed, so Schenfeld really had to move to get back on that play.
Here's Ogayenko, Shaq Vorostov. Shaq Vorostov, who started the scoring in that 3-goal second period for Torpedo. Shaq Vorostov loses the puck. So Stalnov, who was serving the extra 2 minutes to Ilyan, is back on the ice. So 0 for 4 on the power play for GB. Here's Lakovic. Golfs it ahead. Betteridge poked it up. Orlov. Orlov has been really good in this game. He stepped up there, and Veryev is back in a counterattack. Urikov. Urikov. Back to the point. Orlov. Orlov turns and fires. Good stop by Whistle through traffic. And now Lakovic gets it to the line, but no further. Swindlehurst to the captain, Phillips. Phillips took that off the chest. Battling it to the line, Yessian keeps it in. Veryev across, and here's Olendarenko up front, and Urikov scores! Redirect from Kirill Urikov, and it's 5-1 Torpedo.
Well, Urikov does a good job there, because when the pass comes across, he just bends his blade of his stick a little bit so that he just deflects it up and over Whistle, giving him no chance. And again, and it's come from really, if you look at Torpedo, they're beating GB to the puck at times, especially in the offensive zone, GB's defensive zone. And that's what happens on that play. They get to keep the puck into the blue line. And Erlinov, beautiful finish there. Just like I said, just bends the blade of his stick back a little bit. And nice pass across to finish the play off. You can see the GB defenseman going down, but if you're going to slide, you got to be able to slide all the way to that red line. If you don't slide all the way to the red line, then it's an easy play across in that situation. So you have to be careful when you're sliding.
Kirill Urikov just wrapped up his 3rd season in the KHL. He was a Russian under-20 international at the World Juniors in 2017, and you can see why there with that finish. Quick shot, low and away, blocker side as GB come right back, and it was Davis with the wrist shot, but Kirk has to chase it back as it ricocheted all the way down to the defensive zone. So a 5-1 scoreline, still plenty of hockey to be played, 11:15 remaining in the 3rd period. GB just need to win a board battle, win a shift, try and get some traffic in front of Molkov. You can't look at it as a 4-goal deficit, it'll be too daunting. And I'm sure Pete Russell is saying on the bench, let's break this down to winning a shift. Winning a puck, and now it's Davis. Davis into the corner. Aliev gets there first, but Davis, well, that's exactly what Pete Russell will want to see. Win a board battle, and Davis does so. Davis trying to work it out front. He's got Farmer. Farmer was right there. Jam play by Davis, and Farmer was looking for the rebound. Here comes Schmoline. Great shift from Ben Davis.
Yeah, good hustle from Davis. He's always moving out there in the ice, never quits on anything. And almost got a good goal there for GB, created a good opportunity.
Here's Farmer. Farmer throws it into space, and what a poke check from Molkov on O'Connor. O'Connor had snuck in from the left point and tried to drag it across for the scoring chance. Varnikov will be pulled down. And it's a power play coming up for Torpedo as Varnikov was pulled down just inside the offensive blue line. It is Farmer going to the penalty box, and it will be a 4th power play. It looks like a slashing call against Farmer.
Yeah, a little bit of a slash there. I'm not too sure. But any contact now, if it's on the stick or the hands or the arms, any little bit of contact, and it's called. And I think it's a good lesson to learn, because that's the way they're going to call it at the World Championships. And you have to be aware of that. Otherwise, you'll spend a lot of time in the box. And yeah, there's a little bit of a whack there from Farmer. Enough, I guess, to send them off.
4th power play for Torpedo. 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Ogienko and Schenfeld with power play goals in period 2. Here's Myers. Medvedev to Alyayev. Alyayev through the neutral zone, over the red line, sifts it off to Varnikov. Varnikov back for Schenfeld. Kept in by Alyayev after the good stick by Swindlehurst. Here's Galuzhin. Alyayev to Medvedev. They work it around the horn. GB with a good tight box, trying to keep everything to the outside here. Every shift a chance to learn something ahead of the World Championships. Of course, Medvedev got it off the heel of the stick, didn't get good wood on that. It careens back to Alyayev. Varnikov. Galuzhin. They work it around. GB doing a good job so far, keeping everything to the perimeter. Schenfeld is in front. Good active stick there and poking it up and down. GB do a good job, and this is a pretty good power play. They've got 2 power play goals in the game, Torpedo, so no easy feat. And it was a good play by Betteridge. And looking for the short-handed chance. Well, no surprise to see Perlini up on the plate. Here's Makarenko to Galuzhin. And Perlini gets back into position now. When you get a chance short-handed like that, you can't get too excited when you don't get that goal short-handed. You got to get back and play defensively. Good example there by Perlini.
That's always a risk, when you try to score short-handed, that you give up a 3-on-2 going the other way. But GB have some real quick penalty killers, and they can be aggressive offensively because they know they're able to get back.
Makarenko tried to dangle around Lake. Lake just held the blue line, and now GB looking for some offensive chances short-handed. Mosey swoops it back to O'Connor. O'Connor into the left corner. Lays it ahead for Lake, but Orlov will step up. Orlov to Makarenko. Farmer back out on the ice. 2 for 4 on the power play for Torpedo. Great job on the penalty kill from Great Britain. Here's Billingsley. Lake comes in. Lake loses his stick. Trying to kick it along to Ferrara. It will come back to the left point and Orlov. Orlov with a shot. It hits Shaq Verostov in front and bounces down. Billingsley high off the glass, but kept in by Makarenko. Here's Shaq Verostov trying to work it along for Simon. Simon doesn't get the shot away. Good defensive work by Farmer with 7:50 remaining in the 3rd period. Here comes Ferrara. Ferrara outside Rodionachiev. Ogienko there as well with the pick play, and Rodionachiev will get it ahead to Veryayev. Veryayev tries the drag and shoot, goes to the backhand. Good play by Earhart, stick on stick there, and a good no call by the referees. Here's Ilyin. Ilyin knocked over by Ferrara. Here's Farmer. Farmer gains the red line, couldn't get it deep against Urikov. Now Veryayev. Veryayev had to watch out. Batch was trying to put a shoulder into him. Veryayev has really been buzzing in this game. He's also probably a bit of a target on his back after that major penalty against Betteridge yesterday. And Batch, I think, wanted to lower the boom. Here's Phillips trying to get it across to Betteridge, who took that low bridge from Veryayev yesterday, but is obviously A-OK. Here's Veryayev. Now Betteridge knows exactly who he's going after, and he puts a shoulder into Veryayev. That is a little bit of payback for that low bridge 24 hours ago.
You're absolutely right. Betteridge was looking for him, and I think he thinks that at 5-1, that's the time to get a guy back. Let him know, if you're going to go low on me, I'm going to get you back at some point. So Betteridge just sending a message there.
Like a wrecking ball, Ollie Betteridge. Here's Swindlehurst. It was a good clean hit as well. That's the important thing. It wasn't something silly. And Veryayev will know he was hit hard, and tip your cap when you're hit hard like that. Here's Lake. Yessian trying to push Lake off the puck, nothing doing. Lake to Mosey. Good chance now. Mosey back cycles and puts it right off the chest of Nikolai Mulkov. 6:18 remaining in the 3rd period. Torpedo with a 5-1 lead over Great Britain. We'll be right back on Free Sports after this short break. .6:17 remaining in period 3, a 4-goal lead for Torpedo. GB have been very good in the last few shifts. They've been aggressive, they've been taking the body, and they have an offensive zone face-off now, Myers versus Yessian. Myers has been very good in this third period. He's been a thorn in the side of Torpedo. Over 50% in the face-offs as well, and he wins another. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor with the low shot. He was looking for a redirect from Davis. Richardson will keep it in. Medvedev boxes out on Davis. And now Medvedev off a skate. Myers' right foot. Myers, again, just being problematic for Torpedo. Back check on Schmolin as well from Myers. It's kept in by Medvedev. Here's Yessian. Yessian all alone. Big stop from Whistle on Yessian. And with 5:45 remaining, that stop needed to be made, and that's a good job in the net from Whistle.
It is, but it's good play also from Torpedo. They've really been playing wide in the offensive zone, and that's troubled GB at times in their offensive zone.
Kirk couldn't get the puck in deep around Pavel Medvedev. Medvedev has been good in the 2 games for Torpedo. Here's Davis. Davis tries a little bit of a circus shot. He was trying to bounce that in off the left skate of Molkov, but it was held by the blocker.
Well, Molkov's been good in this game. You can see Torpedo playing wide there, and that's why they've been finding that open space on the far side. That's a good save from Whistle there, and keeps that one out of the net. But one thing about Molkov down the other end, he's been square to the shooter in all these shots in this whole game. Anytime you see shots hitting a goalie right in the stomach all the time, that's a good sign that he's in position.
Mosey turns away from Rodionachev. Mosey keeps his feet moving as he always does. Back into the corner for Farmer. Farmer, double team. Someone's got to be open. It's Perlini. Perlini has a little bit of time and space. Back to Billingsley. Billingsley with his shot. Looked like it hit the back of Olin Durenko's skate and into the corner. Perlini takes a bump from Olin Durenko. Less than 5 minutes to go in the third. Torpedo 5, GB 1. Here's Varnikov, the captain. Looks up, sees a 3-on-3 situation, decides to turn back, but there's Farmer. Farmer gave him a little shot for good measure.
Well, Farmer always likes to, add a little bit to his play, and he's not going to stop playing, Farmer. He's not going to stop playing this game just because the team's down 5-1. Farmer never quits out there in the ice.
Here's Hammond. Hammond has the lone goal in this one. It happened 17 seconds into the game. And now in front, Simon was all alone. And I think Whistle looked up and said, where's the coverage? Luckily for him, Simon never got good control of the puck. Here's Dowd. Dowd for Hammond. Lake comes screaming through the neutral zone. Hammond puts on the brakes, rolls it through the blue paint. Lake couldn't get a touch as we hit the 16-minute mark. Big hit by Dowd on Makarenko. And I said it before the break, the big hit by Betteridge, the big hit by Dowd. Everyone's sending a message now for GB. Not going to be easy, even with that 4-goal lead for Torpedo. Here's Makarenko to Medvedev. Medvedev has this bit of skating room. A lane gets it to Makarenko. Makarenko just stays on side, just rolls it into the corner with 3.5 showing on the third period clock. Dowd, who of course is one of the best natural goal scorers on this roster, but a pretty good hit in the corner there.
Yeah, Dowd, he's not afraid to play physical, and that's good to see. If one of your key goal scorers is willing to put his body on the line every game for 60 minutes, you got a chance at winning games.
Veriev off the shin pad of Ilyin. Urikov gets beaten to the puck by O'Connor. Lakovic tried to deflect that into the zone, but Rodionachev will get it to Olin Durenko. Ilyin has to be careful. Lakovic coming in on him. Lakovic kept his feet moving, and now Ilyin. Lakovic also had to be careful, as Ilyin did, because Lakovic had the stick working on the hands of Ilyin. No call. Rodionachev with a nice drag move. Quick shot. Blocked by O'Connor. Now steaming away is Liam Kirk. Kirk holds up. Kirk fans on the shot. Olin Durenko won the puck back momentarily, but Kirk Kirk to O'Connor. O'Connor shot blocked by Rodionachev, and here comes Veriev. Back play, back check from O'Connor. Richardson. GB skating well on this shift. 2:25 to go in the third period. Myers camped out front. Richardson's in from the blue line. Richardson playing as a forward on this shift. Kirk will drift in now. Kirk had his stick lifted. Olin Durenko skating in cement. He's gassed. He's been out for a long shift, and GB with maybe their best sequence of the third period. Here's Richardson. Richardson to Myers. 2 minutes remaining in the third period, and GB manhandling Torpedo on this shift. But now Myers is going to draw a penalty. Kirk out front for Davis, and again Myers was a target. And it's Ilian again. Ilian has been certainly worked up in this third period. He's already taking a roughing penalty on Lake. Well, watch this.
Well, he gets frustrated because he's not able to manhandle Myers, and Myers does give him a bit of a head rub there. And but Ilian reacts. It takes 2 minutes and gives GB an opportunity on the power play. Coach Pete Russell's going to call a timeout here and talk about it. Like to get one back here and then go from there. Could consider taking the goalie out of practice this type of situation. You never know in the tournament. You need a big goal. You might just go to a 6-on-4. You're down a couple of goals. It's worth taking the goalie out. Maybe they'll practice that here, as a 5-1 game or a 6-1 game isn't going to really matter.
Well, Ilian couldn't believe how strong Matthew Myers is, but the retaliator always gets the penalty, and he needed to be more disciplined there. But they were also gassed. They were hemmed in their own zone for a good 45, 50 seconds, and Myers and company just kept that coming wave after wave.
Yeah, you're right. And we've seen it with Ilian in this game. He is a bit fiery. He does get involved. He's a bit of a farmer out there on the ice, and he's, you can't criticize him for that, for his aggressive play, but sometimes you just gotta take a deep breath and not take those penalties.
Well, Pete Russell must have been listening to you, Paul Lady. It's a 6-on-4. Whistle is on the bench. So 5th power play for GB. They have pulled the goalie. They're down 5-1 with 1:47 remaining. Ilian in the box. And a chance now with a 2-man advantage with that goalie pull. Here's Farmer. Perlini jabs it along. Perlini in a battle against Schmolina. Kicks out front, and Schmolin finds it. Schmolin looking for the empty net, but it was well wide and into the corner. And they can, of course, ice the puck as much as they want with this penalty kill situation. Torpedo. Here's O'Connor to Hammond. Hammond drifts all the way into the goal line in the corner. Stretches back to O'Connor. O'Connor off to the flat. Here's Hammond. O'Connor with his shot right on target. Farmer had the chance, and Ferrara, how does that not go in? Molkov robbed Farmer, and then he robbed Ferrara for good measure.
Wow, I don't know how Molkov kept that out of the back of the net, and you can see everybody's in there for GB. Mosey, Farmer going hard to the net. O'Connor again with a good blast, and right there, Farmer doesn't get it in the back of the net. Ferrara gets a good chance, couldn't get it up and over Molkov, who just seems to be able to get his body on everything right now. Well set up from GB, a good scoring opportunity, just couldn't finish it off.
Farmer and Ferrara on bang-bang saves by Nikolai Molkov. We talked about him having the odd formation of the blocker on the left hand. Maybe early on that was problematic for GB, but he has just been magnificent no matter what here in this one. Molkov can't stop that one, though. I jinxed him as O'Connor puts a laser into the top corner. Power play goal, GB, and of course, it'd be Ben O'Connor.
Yeah, nice shot from O'Connor. I think there's a deflection in front of the net there. It looked like it almost went off one of the defensemen for Torpedo. Watch O'Connor head up. Little wrist shot in there. Could have been a touch from one of the GB players in the high slot area as one of the GB players comes into the play. And could have been a tip in there. We'll have to wait and see what the final call is. But maybe Ferraro, when he moved to the middle, maybe he had a touch on that. But that is just a rocket of a wrist shot from O'Connor. And GB aren't quitting here. They're down 5-2, but you can see Whistle's ready to come out of the net again. Try to get another one back. I like this attitude from GB. Not quitting on this, still trying to get back into the game.
O'Connor with 4 assists yesterday, just running things on the back end. He's just magnificent to watch in full flow. And it will be O'Connor's goal officially. It might have hit Rodionachev in front. It certainly looked to take a little bit of a change of direction, but Rodionachev was off to that side, the defenseman. And it will be O'Connor's power play goal with 1:06 left. Here's Lake. The goalie's gone again. So it's a 6-on-5. 1 for 5 on the power play, GB. Well, this is a 5-on-5 situation with the goalie pulled for that 6-on-5 numerical advantage. 30 seconds remaining. A bit of momentum now after that O'Connor power play goal, but O'Connor will race it back. It will be icing against Torpedo with 21 seconds showing on the clock.
Well, GB continue to put pressure on here on Torpedo. I mean, they're running out of time, obviously, with not a lot of time left on the clock. But I like GB's attitude, not quitting here, trying to get another one back and trying to make this a really respectable scoreline.
Face off to the right of Malkoff, who made those 2 big saves against Farmer and Ferrara. But he could not stop O'Connor. Here is O'Connor. 15 seconds remaining. O'Connor to Richardson. Richardson goes to the backhand. Richardson trying to get it back to O'Connor. O'Connor scoops it forward for Kirk. Kirk keeps it deep. Here's Liam Kirk. Takes his time. 2 seconds remaining. Kirk trying to punch it towards Malkoff's net to Lake, but the buzzer will sound. It will be a 5-2 final in favor of Torpedo. Both teams win a game in this magnificent 2-game set in both Motor Point Arena, Nottingham, and of course here at Fly DSA Arena in Sheffield. The big difference in this one, Torpedo 2 for 4 on the power play and outscoring Torpedo, outscoring GB 3-0 in the second period. But a 5-2 final at Fly DSA Arena. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more after this short break on Free Sports.
Yeah, testing mic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, are you happy with it here? Okay. There you go, mate. Keep that nice and close. Yeah.
Okay, hey, it's Murph upstairs in the gantry. Can you hear me, Pete?
Yeah.
You can hear me? He can hear me, yeah, okay. I can hear him, yeah. Okay, Pete, we got about a minute and a half on the break. You good?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
Thank you. Cool. So, Pete, you can hear me all right, yep? One minute on the break, Coach. So, Coach, just be relaxed and look into the camera, and we'll only keep you for a few questions. The camera loves you, Pete Russell.
Yeah, I bet you it does.
You got that good haircut, buddy.
I like the headset more.
Welcome back to Fly DSA Arena. Torpedo with a 5-2 victory over Great Britain, but both Torpedo and Great Britain saluting a good crowd here in Sheffield this afternoon. I'm joined live ringside by GB head coach Pete Russell. And Pete, a magnificent 2-game set against Torpedo, a big 5-4 victory yesterday. Talk us through this one. I mean, you had a dominant second period yesterday. Torpedo were the better team in period 2 today.
Yeah, 100%. I think these games are to show the players the tempo they have to play at to compete, and in the second period we simply never competed and we let ourselves down a little bit in areas and they took advantage of it, and that's what these games are for.
Pete, do you think the higher level, the higher tempo maybe wore you guys down a little bit? I thought the legs looked a bit more tired in this game than yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit, but I think it's just knowing that you have to keep playing. If you don't keep playing at this tempo and skating and competing, you're going to get picked off, and we know that, so it's a great lesson tonight.
Ben O'Connor had 4 assists yesterday. We all know what he can do offensively. He had a power play goal to round things out here today, but I don't think people know how good he is defensively at times. He was physical and at times really good in his own end in this one.
Yeah, for sure. Ben's obviously one of our top players. There's no doubt in it. He's the most talented player we have, and he loves his country and he loves playing for GB, and we're happy to have him.
Pete, I love the positive attitude at the end. You're down 5-1. You still take the goalie out. You still try to get some goals back. I mean, it also allows you to work on a face-off, because you might be in this situation, in a closer situation where you're only down a goal, where you need to pull the goalie in a situation like that.
For sure, Paul, and that was the philosophy behind it. We've got to try things. These games are about trying things. We changed lines about a little bit as well today. 1 or 2 guys see what we have. And, I think the whole weekend's been great for us, to be honest.
Well, it was a pleasure to watch you guys play, a pleasure to be along for the ride in both Nottingham yesterday and Sheffield today. I'm sure you cannot wait to have us in the same hotel as you all throughout Kosice, Coach.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'm sure you can buy me a coffee.
Oh, well, we'll buy you something, all right. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll see you at the World Championships, Coach.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers. Well, it was one of those situations where you heard him there. We need to work on those things. We change lines. We want to see what we've got in the locker. I think a lot would have been gleaned over this 48 hours against Torpedo.
Yeah, I think it gives the team a good understanding of what to expect when they go to the World Championships this year. And Pete said it right. You cannot have a period off. You have to play hard for 60 minutes every game. Otherwise, you get punished, because against top opposition, you make little errors or you stop moving your feet, you're going to get burnt, you're going to take a goal. So I think, like you said, it's a good lesson for us to learn.
A 5-4 win for GB yesterday, a 5-2 victory for Torpedo in Sheffield. Let's have a look back at all the goals this afternoon at Fly DSA Arena. It started out real well for GB, just 17 seconds in. Richardson with the shot and a redirect from Hammond.
Well, it was a bit of a poor play from Torpedo. They just threw the puck away up to the point, but GB took advantage of that. Richardson kept it in. Quick shot, tip from Hammond in the back of the net.
About 3:57 left in period 1, and Schenfeld off of Ilyan's skate, and he just bats that past Jackson Whistle.
Yeah, it was a nice play from Varnikov, too, to get that puck to Schenfield in front of the net.
On to the second period. Just 2:43 into the second period. Shaq Vorostov off his shin pad, and now a power play chance. Ogienko up and over the shoulder of Jackson Whistle. Not much he could have done there. Ogienko got lucky on a bit of a circus shot. Power play goal for Torpedo. More power play action here. It's Varnikov with a perfect pass to Schenfeld, and the veteran of the Torpedo side makes it another power play goal with 5:20 left in the second period. They weren't done there. Right in front, Urikov turns over his hands, 11:39 left, and Olin Durenko with a nice feed to Urikov.
Well, it just shows you if you don't get pucks out, if you make little mistakes in your defensive zone, you're going to pay for it. But GB never quit, and then O'Connor gets a nice wrist shot from the point there. There was a little bit of a deflection there, but I don't think it was one of the GB players. And Malkov finally lets one in, because he was very, very good. After that first goal, Malkov was solid the whole game for Torpedo.
He was indeed, and Torpedo will even up this 2-game series with a 5-2 victory. Fair play to Torpedo. Think about it. They were eliminated March 10th in Game 7 against Barry Sestana, but they really came here and competed hard, and they get what they deserved here. I think at times just the better team, the quicker team, and they get a 5-2 victory. But, as we said, these games are about learning, and learning for this event. For the first time since 1994, Great Britain will play in the top pool of hockey's World Championships. We will kick things off May 10th with a doubleheader. Go to freesports.tv for all the information there. But GB's first action will be May 11th versus Olympic silver medalist Germany. What a night, what an afternoon that will be. So please join us from Kosice. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul Adey for the entire Free Sports crew. Thanks for allowing us into your living rooms this weekend. Until next time, when we do it all again from Slovakia, keep your head up and your stick on the ice. Goodbye for now from Sheffield.